unlocks the vault to the championship playoffs.
Live from the Kingdome in Seattle, Washington, it's the AFC wildcard game. The Los Angeles Raiders versus the Seattle Seahawks. Brought to you by the new Chrysler Corporation. We don't want to be the biggest. We just want to be the best. By exceptionally smooth Michelob. Where you're going, it's Michelob. And by the U.S. Armed Forces. It's a great place to start.
Good afternoon, everybody. This is Charlie Jones and Bob Greasy, and we're ready to go. The AFC wild card game. The Los Angeles Raiders won the toss. They'll be receiving. Number 9, Norm Johnson, kicking off. Surprise, Greg Pruitt, number 34, is back with Cleve Montgomery on the return team. And Montgomery will just watch it go to the end zone. So Los Angeles will have the ball at their own 20-yard line, first down, and here's the return of Jim Plunkett. Compared to Jim Plunkett, Indiana Jones has led a sheltered life. And for Jim, his offensive line: Lawrence, Marvin, Dalby, Marsh, and Davis. His receivers outside Barnwell and Branch, Key, tight end, Todd Christensen. And joining Jim Plunkett in the backfield will be Marcus Allen and Kenny King. And, of course, on that offensive set, we'll see a lot of Dave Casper as the second tight end. Here we go with the wild card. We open the doors to the vault of the playoffs, and $70,000 is inside. Casper coming in motion, and here's Marcus Allen. 4 yards to the 24-yard line. He's stacked up by Keith Simpson. Second down and 6. Now the defense for the Seahawks that the Raiders offense is going against: Green, Nash, and Bryant, the front three. Active linebackers for the Seahawks: Schultz, Robinson, Butler, and Gage. And in the secondary, Simpson and Brown on the corners, Harris at one safely, Kenny Easley at the other. Maybe the key man, Bob, to that defense. And also, we will be seeing him as a punt returner. They want to put some more offense back to their special teams. Second down and 6. Marcus Allen. No gain. Maybe a yard. 3rd and 5.
Charlie, one of the key matchups we'll be looking at today, All-Pro against All-Pro. Todd Christensen with 80 catches, 7 touchdowns against Kenny Easley. The other key matchup, big Bruce Davis, number 79, against Jeff Bryant with 14.5 sacks. We'll be watching them throughout the day.
And they spotted it for no gain, so it is 3rd down and 6. You look for Plunkett to throw. That means number 46, Todd Christensen, is the first man he'll be looking for. Has pressure, and it is there. It is to Kenny King, the least expected receiver of the offense.
Well, Charlie, I think you hit it right on the head, and was probably the last receiver that Jim Plunkett was looking for. You saw Plunkett getting up off the ground. That will probably be happening a lot today. He holds the ball a lot longer than most quarterbacks.
And the gain of 12 yards, 36-yard line, first down for the Raiders. Ball game just underway in the Kingdome. Perfect conditions. Marcus Allen. Scramble for the football, recovered by the Raiders. Gain of a couple, and Keith Butler, inside right linebacker, was there for the defense. And coming up at the bottom of the stack is Jacob Green. Mickey Marvin recovered it.
Charlie, one of the things you're going to be seeing today is the Seattle Seahawks grabbing and clawing and scratching for the football. They lead the league in takeaways. Marcus Allen being hit. The ball comes free. Jacob Green, 79, and a host of Seattle Seahawks had an opportunity. They let that one get by them.
Mickey Marvin was the man on the spot for the Raiders. He got the ball. Here's Marcus Allen, cut off outside and dropped in his tracks. Outstanding defensive play by Jacob Green. Loss of 4. Mike Fanning coming inside. Jacob Green makes the play. 33-yard line.
Charlie, one factor that is not on the field today, as a lot of people know, is the fans here last week. They retired the jersey number 12, emblematic of the fans and what they mean to this team. They're certainly into the ball game here already today.
3rd down and 12. Here comes a double safety blitz. Plunkett side, he was throwing it away. I don't believe that Malcolm Barnwell saw the football.
Jim Plunkett saw the blitz, Charlie. He knew he couldn't block it, but Barnwell did not see it, and he didn't look for the football. Double safety blitz. Plunkett knows right now that he cannot block this blitz. They have one more man coming than he can block. He gets the ball off. Barnwell doesn't see it coming.
4th down and 12. Ray Guy appearing in his 22nd postseason game. Kicking to Kenny Easley. Easley trying to put some more offense back into the special team. Has his block around the corner. 25, 30. Spins his way to the 33-yard line. The Seahawks looking for a spark. Ray Guy, a 50-yard kick. Kenny Easley, a 17-yard return. We'll be back.
There's a style in your life no one could ever deny. You're on your way to the top, and along the way you've always known just who you are. Where you're going, you've always known it. Where you're going, it's Michelob.
Where you're going, it's exceptionally smooth Michelob.
Where you're going, it's Michelob.
For 1985, Plymouth engineers a new 550 Reliant K, the Reliant Super K. Magic. The best 6-passenger car value. Backed with 550 protection. Aerodynamically redesigned to be more efficient. We made the best better. 550 Reliant, the Super K. Magic, if you can. Plymouth, best built, best backed American cars.
11 minutes and 3 seconds left to go in the first quarter. AFC wildcard game. Seahawks on offense for the first time. First down their own 34-yard line. Craig gives to Dan Dornick. Now let's look at that offense as Dornick picks up 5. The quarterback, of course, is Dave Craig, number 17. 32 touchdown passes. Offensive line, Essex, Bailey, Bush, Pratt, and Kreider. We may see, Essex had the flu. We may see Abramowitz in there. Turner, Young, and Largent are the receivers. Largent, of course, is the key. The running backs, Dornick and Hughes, behind the quarterback, Dave Craig. 2nd down and 5. Seattle at their own 39-yard line. No score. David Hughes, who has been averaging 5.1 yards a carry the last 3 games, and he picks up 8 yards and the first down. Matt Millen makes the tackle. Let's go to the defense of the Raiders. Alzado, Kinlaw, Long, and Howie Long, number 79. He'll be everywhere. Linebackers, Martin, Squire, Millen, Van Pelt. All pros at the corner, Haynes and Hayes. All pro at safety, McElroy and Mike Davis. Seattle, 46-yard line, first down. Dornick, 50-yard line. Gain of 4, 2nd down and 6. Bob, let's go to the key matchup.
One of the key matchups, Charlie, will be Bob Kreider, number 78, against Howie Long. Long, with 10 sacks on the year, really moves around a lot. A key matchup there. Another matchup, Steve Largent, number 80, against Lester Hayes, and also Mike Haynes on the other side. They need some production out of Steve Largent to get some things done in their passing game.
Defensive change. Joel Paquel comes in. Offensive change. Mike Tice, 2 tight ends. And Sid Abramowitz is in for Ron Essex, who's been bothered by that flu. 2nd down and 6. 50-yard line. No score. David Hughes. Hughes, first down. Needed 6. He got 8. Lester Hayes with the tackle.
Charlie, we had a nice conversation yesterday with Chuck Knox, and he was telling us he needs more balance in his offense. The last month, they've thrown average 45 passes a game. That's putting too much pressure on Dave Craig. They want to get back to more balance, and he said we're going to see a lot more running today. As you notice, the first 4 plays have all been runs, double tight end situations.
And we thought, and there's Chuck Knox, and we thought we had a scoop until we talked to the Raider players. They said he's going to run, and we picked up the paper today in Seattle. They said he's going to run. Los Angeles 42-yard line, first down. Eric Lane comes in as the running back and picks up a couple of yards to the 40-yard line, second down and 8. Was there a reason that he has made the statement this week that he is going to stay on the ground?
Well, let's take a look at Howie Long and Kreider, the matchup we talked about. Kreider doing a good job on this play. But I think your point is well taken, Charlie. I think he was trying to take some pressure off of his quarterback, Dave Craig, by saying, listen, we're not going to ask you to throw that many passes. We want to spread the load to the offense and the defense.
Second down and 8. No score. David Hughes. 37-yard line, gain of 3, so it'll be third down and 5, and both ball clubs wound up like tops. So we'll see some of that pushing and shoving as everybody is keyed up for the game. Tom Floyd, the head coach of the Los Angeles Raiders, their record 11-5. Postseason play, his record is 8-1. That's almost 89% for Tom in postseason play. Only one coach in the National Football League has a better postseason record.
Vince Lombardi. The one coach that's better?
That's right. We wanted everybody to participate, and let them join in. Greg going deep. Turner. He's there. Underthrown. He drops it. Oh. 5-yard line incomplete. Had the coverage. He was behind the coverage. The pass was underthrown, but he still had an opportunity to catch it, and he couldn't. So it'll be fourth down and 5. Back at the 36-yard line official.
One of the key things is time for him to throw. Run blocking and also pass protection. Here he gets the ball off in good shape. This ball should have been completed if Craig would have thrown it a little bit sooner. There were not 3 men around Turner when the ball should have been thrown. Because of the delay in the throwing, there was a lot of people there when the ball got there.
Fourth down, Jeff West with a 37.5-yard average will be kicking to Cleve Montgomery. Going for the corner and hangs it up. Takes a Seahawks bounce, and it will be down, juggled about the 1-yard line. 6 minutes and 42 seconds. That is the time remaining in the first quarter. No score in the ball game. We'll be back.
If you've got what it takes and really care, there's a special kind of life you'll want to share. Serving your country is a special call. It's good for you. It's good for all. Not all who try fit the bill. It calls for brains. It calls for skill in the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines. High-tech and the services go hand in hand. It's a whole new world. You're in demand in the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines. You'll move up. You'll feel proud. You'll stand out above the crowd in the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines. But most of all, you'll earn the respect of the people and country you're there to protect. In the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines. It's a great place to start.
Introducing a Plymouth, engineered with quality and luxury to challenge Buick Century and Old Sierra, but for over 1,000 less. Introducing Caravel. Match it. Caravel, with luxury equipment and comfort for a family of 6. Caravel, with the 550 protection plan and the option of turbo power. The 550 Plymouth Caravel. Match it if you can. Plymouth, best built, best backed American cars.
I'm Tom Brokaw. Why does Israel's occupation of the West Bank mean Jew against Jew? A report on Israel's moral dilemma, Monday on NBC Nightly News.
Raiders in offense. Let's go to their scouting report.
One of the things they like to do is run all the receivers deep, Charlie, and then try to get Marcus Allen out here one-on-one and let him break inside or out. They give him the option. They feel like if they can get him the ball out of the backfield, they can make some big things happen.
And for the Seahawks, it was Connie Kawhi who made big things happen. He downed the ball at the Los Angeles 4-yard line. Raiders now have Frank Hawkins in the backfield along with Marcus Allen. No score in the ballgame. 6:42 left to go in the first. Plunkett to throw. Right side pass is complete to Marcus Allen. A little sliding grab at the 10-yard line. He'll pick up 6, 2nd down and 4, and the outside linebacker on that side, Bruce Schultz, was there to cover it.
Just the play we talked about, Charlie. All the receivers going deep. Not a bad call back there. Good coverage deep, so he gave the option to Marcus Allen, hit him on a little out. Now they got a little breathing room.
The Seahawks on their first offensive drive held the ball 6 minutes and 21 seconds. They ran only 7 plays, 6 on the ground, 1 through the air, but used up almost 6.5 minutes. 2nd and 4. Hawkins, and he is stopped. This time it was Shelton Robinson, the leading tackler for the Seahawks, who was there to make the play. Now Seattle, they have been known here. Look at their top tacklers. They've had a big play defense this year, but the last couple of ball games, that defense has been they've been on a hiatus. They haven't been participating like they had prior to that.
They've had no sacks, and that's kind of unusual for this defense. They need some big plays because their offense is going to be a little bit more conservative today.
3rd down and 3, 11-yard line. Plunkett over the middle, and there he is. Tight end Todd Christensen. Key first down, 32-yard line, a gain of 21 yards on the play.
But Charlie, if there's any rustiness on Jim Plunkett, I don't see it. Here you'll see the tight end Christensen just going down and finding the seam between the linebackers, and the timing of the pass was perfect. I don't see any rustiness at all in Jim Plunkett. I think he worked it out in practice this week.
And, of course, Todd Christensen, 7 touchdown receptions, more than 1,000 yards receiving during the regular season. First down, Raiders, their own 32-yard line. Plunkett 3 of 4, 39 yards. Little play action. And first sack of the ball game. And Keith Butler, who had only 1 sack in the regular season, got it, a loss of 7. First sack the Seahawks have had in 3 games.
That's right. We talk about him not having a sack, and sooner than we say it, here it comes. Play action pass on first down. Plunkett never really has an opportunity to look downfield.
2nd down and 17, 25-yard line. 4 minutes, 17 seconds. That is the time remaining. First quarter, no score between Seattle and Los Angeles. Plunkett and Chris sacked again. 2 in a row. Jacob Green. Mike Fanning had a piece of it. Loss of 9.
Just tight coverage in the secondary allows 79 Jacob Green to get in there. You got to give that credit to the defensive backs. They were in their 6 defensive back scheme. Plunkett was undecisive, should have gotten rid of it and avoided the sack.
3rd down and 26. Marcus Allen sweeps right side. Across the 25 to the 26-yard line. He gets 10, but that will make it 4th down and 16. And Ray Guy will be kicking to Kenny Easley. Ray Guy's first punt of the ball game, 50 yards. And Easley with a good return of 17.
Charlie, you know, we've stated in the past that Seattle has some of the best special teams in the league. Kenny Easley was returning punts up to about 2 games ago. He is back because they need more offense from that special team unit.
Good kick. Easley fields it at the 21-yard line. Guy overkicked his coverage by about 12 yards. And around 10 yards on the return for Kenny Easley. Stacy Turan is the Raider who brought him down. We'll stop the clock. 2:52 left to go. We're in the first quarter. We have no score, a 56-yard punt.
Dodge announces the toughest truck warranty in America. 5 years or 50,000 miles, covering transmissions, drive shafts, blocks, heads, flywheels, transfer cases, axles, U-joints, water pumps, all internal engine parts, and outer body rust on every truck we build. Ford and Chevy talk tough. Dodge proves it. Dodge, the best back trucks in America. That's guaranteed.
I'd sure like another Stroh.
Oh, wait. Alex?
2 cold Strohs. Where do you see this? Just open the refrigerator. Just open one bottle. Just open the other. Now he's pouring yours. Now he's pouring mine. Alex, you better be drinking your water.
Stroh's and Stroh Light, fire brewed for smoother taste.
Bob, the playoffs, of course, are always special. You've been there many times. What's it like from a player's standpoint?
Well, I think, Charlie, in the meetings, the players are more attentive. I think in the practices, they get a lot more done. They run crisper patterns. They're sharper. There are fewer mistakes. And I think that the team really comes together as a unit.
Now, Seattle has less playoff experience than the Raiders. Is that a factor in a game like this?
I think it is for the Raiders. Of course, when you've been there before and you're frustrated, as the Seahawks were, you get a lot of motivation coming back this year.
No scores. Seattle has the ball first down on their own 31-yard line. Second time in the ball game that they have moved on offense. And David Hughes gets the call. Now let's go to the scouting report for the Seattle Seahawks.
They'll bring him down, take him to the outside, the other inside receiver the same route. If they are not open, they'll run the wide receivers inside, and Craig will have an opportunity to look deep and then short.
Gain of 4 on the last play to the 35-yard line. Second down and 6. Here's Dan Dornick. Gain of 4, 39-yard line. Third down and 2. Lyle Alzado with the tackle. So Chuck Knox is staying with that game plan of running the ball.
Certainly is. He's come out, ran, going through. You'll see Alzado and Abramowitz, 69, playing for Essink, who was out with the flu. Alzado plays off of him, but you gain 3 or 4 yards. Good play for the Seahawks.
Seattle with 9 offensive plays. They've thrown only 1 pass. That was incomplete. And now, Darrell Turner, Paul Scansey in the lineup, along with Steve Largent, 3 wide receivers. Byron Walker's in. Seattle going with 4 wide receivers. Third down and 2. Inside handoff to Dornick. And Dornick has the first down. 49-yard line. A gain of 10 yards and a first down. Van McElroy with a tackle for the Los Angeles Raiders.
One of the things the Seahawks want to do today is in obvious passing situations, run the football to slow down the rush. And they want to run the ball at Howie Long because he gets upfield, good penetration. They feel like if he comes upfield, they can duck inside of him and get good yardage, a good indication right there.
And we'll be selecting the Michelob most valuable player for today's game, so as you watch along, see how you would be voting today. First down for Seattle. Here's David Hughes. And Hughes has 3 yards to the 47-yard line of Los Angeles. So it will be second down and 7. And the clock just rolling along. 30 seconds and counting. Time remaining in the scoreless first quarter. Of course, I'm sure the Seahawks feel that as long as they have the football, it's going to be a low-scoring ball game in their estimation. And they want to keep the Raider big play offense off of the field.
Well, of course, Chuck Knox has always been a ground Chuck type of a guy. He wants to run the ball. He's getting back to that today.
And they stay with it. Here's Dornick. Just a yard, though, to the 46-yard line. So it'll be third down and 6 as time runs out. In a scoreless first quarter here at the Kingdom, the AFC wild card game. We'll be back with the second quarter in just a moment. This is Charlie Jones and Bob Greasy. We start the second quarter. AFC wild card game, no score between the Raiders and the Seahawks. Third down and 6, and Seattle now with 4 wide receivers in the ballgame. Howie Long to defensively has moved to inside right tackle as part of the four-man rush. Alzado breaks through. Pass is incomplete. Alzado with the pressure. Intended receiver was Gerald Turner, and Lester Hayes had excellent coverage on him. This was the man who made the play, though, for Los Angeles.
Dave Craig had happy feet. He was moving around a little bit in the pocket. Really had enough time to complete this pass. His initial receiver was open. Now he just needs to get the ball out in front a little bit more. Of course, when you see a man as big as Lyle Alzado coming after you, you may have some happy feet.
You're happy that you get the ball away.
You want to get out of there.
Here's Jeff Webb. Jeff kicking to Clee Montgomery. Last time the Seahawks were in this situation, Connie Kawhi down it at the 4-yard line. He hangs this one up. And it bounces right on the sideline at the 20-yard line. So the Raiders will be taking over on their own 20-yard line. New Year's Day, the granddaddy of them all on NBC, the Ohio State Buckeyes and the USC Trojans. The name of the game, the Rose Bowl. Marcus Allen picks up the first down. Bruce Schultz again with the tackle. Marks the ball at the 32-yard line. So I'm wondering now if the Raiders are going to say, if you want to play that game, we could play that game.
I don't think the Raider offense is going to be intimidated by what the Seahawk offense is doing. They want to establish their offense, which is Marcus Allen and Christensen, and occasionally go deep with their pressure receivers.
No score in the ballgame. 13:45 left to go. First half. Marcus Allen a couple of yards to the 34-yard line. It'll be second down and 8. Jeff Bryant cut him down. Statistics in the first period. Here they are. No yards passing for the Seahawks. Rushing, as we've talked about, 52-13 Seattle side. Time of possession about equal.
It's really unusual for the Seahawks to come out and not have any yards passing. You wouldn't say that a year ago, but what they've done this year since the loss of Kurt Warner has been all passing.
Second down and 8. Here's Marcus Allen. 2 yards to the 36-yard line. Third down and 6, and now you look for the Raiders to throw. Joe Nash, the nose tackle, along with linebacker Keith Butler on that last stop. And what a year Joe Nash has had. Pre-season, they were looking for a nose tackle. And Joe Nash kept saying, what about me? I'm your nose tackle.
Well,
and he proved it.
And the people that got all the play all year were the two ends, Jeff Bryant and Jacob Green, 14.5 sacks and 13. He makes the Pro Bowl, Joe Nash.
And deservedly so. Third down and 6. In fact, 15 of the 41 players in the Pro Bowl in this ballgame. Plunkett goes deep to Barnwell, and it is incomplete. Terry Taylor and Kenny Easley had the double coverage. It will be fourth down and 6. Back at the Los Angeles 36-yard line.
You know, we're talking about Joe Nash and the fact that he didn't get a lot of the notoriety this year. Number 72 in the middle of your screen on the nose tackle, coming around, number 72, trying to make a game where the two defensive linemen come to the inside, he swings to the outside. That time, good protection for Plunkett.
Ray Guy almost has it blocked. Flag is down. The Raiders will retain possession. The ball touched downfield in a scramble for it. Los Angeles has him at that point.
It's going to come back, though, Charlie.
It will come back because of the flag. Fred Young, first penalty of the ball game, going for the block.
Fred Young, number 50.
Right there.
Right there, making an effort. You know, this year, Charlie, they've instituted something. One player is voted to the Pro Bowl for special teams. Fred Young has had an outstanding year all year long playing for the Seattle Seahawks. He was voted that player to be on the Pro Bowl team. That time he came up with a, well, it was a negative play as far as the Seahawks were concerned, but, you know, talking with Chuck Knox a couple of weeks ago when we did a ball game, he says, we rushed the passer a lot, and the first time we roughed him, similar to what they did today. But for the rest of the game, that punter didn't punt very well.
So you're looking at him. You know that he's there. Raiders retain possession, 41-yard line. No question about the call. 12:15, time remaining, second quarter. We have no score. Barnwell shows motion. Plunkett a little play action. Deep over the middle, pass is complete. 42-yard line to Barnwell. And Malcolm pulls it down at the Seattle 42-yard line. First down as Dave Brown is there to stop it. 15 yards on the play.
You're going to see Plunkett dropping back to pass right here. The good protection that you're going to see. Barnwell's going to get open over the middle of the field. Little play action, first down pass. Right there, good shot from our end zone camera above the goalpost.
The ball at the Seattle 41-yard line, first down. And Jeff Bryant, anticipating the count, came across. But he was brought out from Bruce Davis. So the penalty goes against the Raiders. Move it back to the 46-yard line. It'll be first down and 15. Davis, Marsh, Dalby, Marvin, and Lawrence, that offensive line for the Los Angeles Raiders. Marcus Allen in trouble. He'll lose 2 yards to the 48-yard line. Second down and 17. First man to get to him was Kenny Easley. Joe Nash was also there. So the Seattle defense playing more as they did in the middle of the season. Because the Seahawks were winning on defense. And the wave is underway, as is Marcus Allen. Fumble and a scramble for the ball. They say no. Raiders have it. Mike Fanning was going after it. It'll be no gain on the play. Third down and 17.
So these Seattle players know the state of their team. They know that Kurt Warner has been injured. And they also...
Is that Marcus Allen, the injured player?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
But they also know that the offense is having some problems. They want to go out there and try to get some turnovers. Grab for the ball, crawl for it. Let's see if we take a face mask right there, yes.
And it was not called.
Oh, that is a tough.
Yeah.
I just glad that he's not injured, because that's the way you can really get a serious neck injury.
Third down, 17. Seahawks fans trying to establish the ninth wave. That is the toughest, most unpredictable of all the waves. Here's Greg Pruitt. Pruitt to the 42-yard line. He'll pick up about 6. It'll be fourth down and 11 as John Harris makes the tackle. Let's go back to the play previous.
Go back one play and take a look at this, where Marcus Allen, I can't really see who grabbed him, but it's an ugly-looking thing.
Mike Fanning got it.
Mike Fanning, to see someone's neck turn that much. I'm just happy that he's able to walk off. It looks like he's all right.
Ray Guy will be kicking to Kenny Easley. He goes for the corner. And Easley going for the left corner. Easley was floating to the near side, taking the cover man with him. But an excellent kick. It went out at the 7-yard line, a 35-yard kick. When you watched Easley, you were wondering if he was watching the same football.
Really a smart play by Easley.
We'll be back.
Some things look hard, but once you know the secret, they're easy. It's easy. Some people think financing a new car is hard, but it isn't. It's easy.
It's as easy as GMAC.
With GMAC, buying or leasing a new GM car or truck is easy. Ask your GM dealer and see how easy it is. Financing a new car may seem hard, but once you know the secret,
It's as easy as GMAC.
it's easy.
It's Chevrolet's New Year kickoff. Chevy dealers are kicking off the new year with their biggest and longest celebration ever. They're out to sell 175,000 cars and trucks by January 21st. Take delivery from a wide selection of Chevrolet's most popular cars and trucks by January 21st and make no monthly payments till spring with GMAC financing. And what's more, save up to $740 on specially equipped full-size pickups, up to $330 on celebrity sedans and wagons. Big savings, deferred payments at your Chevy dealers.
Today's game is brought to you by Today Chevrolet. See Today Chevy, drive Today Chevy, live Today Chevy. By Stroh's and Stroh Light, fire brewed for smoother taste. And by GMAC, the financing people from General Motors.
This is Charlie Jones, Bob Greasy, 9 minutes, 24 seconds, time remaining first half. No score between the Los Angeles Raiders, Seattle Seahawks, in the AFC wildcard game. Seattle with the ball at their own 7-yard line, first down. And as they have been doing throughout this game, just staying on the ground, Dan Dornick gets the call, and he'll pick up about 2, maybe 3, mark it for 2 yards to the 9. Second down and 8, and Greg Townsend is there to greet him for Los Angeles.
I think one of the philosophies of Chuck Knox in trying to run the ball more and not throw it so much. In the 2 previous games this year, in L.A., when the Seattle Seahawks lost 28-14, they threw 12 passes, completed 5 for 74 yards. In the game they won in Seattle, they only threw 25 times. So they don't want to throw as much for that pressure defense of the Raiders.
As far as passing is concerned, here comes the third pass of the ball. And Craig with all the time in the world. Out of the backfield is David Hughes. And Hughes has the first down at the 18-yard line. He picks up 9 yards on the play. And Craig now 1 of 3 throwers.
Take a look at number 93, Townsend, who has 8 sacks on the season, giving a little pressure on the quarterback, trying to jump and get his hands on the football. You know, that's just as we'll take a look at what the quarterback is saying, but that sometimes the penetration and then getting your hands up can bother a quarterback as much as the penetration into the pocket.
First down, Seattle, their own 18-yard line. No score in the ball game, just over 8.5 minutes left in the second quarter. Here's Dornick. And Dornick has the yards. They'll mark it for 2 to the 20-yard line, so it'll be second down and 8. And Bill Pickel out of Rutgers with 12.5 sacks during the regular season was the man who brought him down, number 71. I think the Seahawks staying with their running attack.
Well, Dornick is
limping comes out limping. And Eric Lane replaces it. But as part of this plan, I feel that part of the plan is to use up the clock.
Well, I think that's the case, Charlie. They want to use up some time and let their defense create something.
Second and 8. And here's Eric Lane. Lane, the captain of the special teams, picks up the first down. Needed 8, and he got it to the 28-yard line. Bill Pickel with the stop. Officials take the measurement. Now they're going to ask for the change to come out. Jim Plunkett, are you surprised that he's starting in the ballgame?
No, I'm not, Charlie. I think it's a good move on the part of Tom Flores to receive the first down for the Seahawks. I think it's a good move. Tom Flores, an ex-quarterback himself, he's been through it before with Plunkett. Plunkett having won 2 championships in the last 4 years, and Tom Flores says, if I'm going to be in a big game, I want my main man going for me.
And there's Tom Flores, head coach, Los Angeles Raiders. Oh, what a job he has done. First down, Seattle on their own 28-yard line. Very conservative. Eric Lane, 31-yard line. It'll be 3, second down and 7. Rod Martin makes the tackle. He'll mark it for 4 to the 32.
We haven't seen Steve Largent much because there's not many passes in the game, but he's going to come back and try to get a block right there. He sees Mike Davis already gone, so he doesn't clip him, turns back out to the outside. Steve Largent is a fine receiver and a good asset to a ball club. He'll do what's necessary, and that means blocking. He'll do it.
The Seahawks, this is their 19th play of the game. 15 on the ground, 3 through the air, and another one. Here's David Hughes. Hughes to the 40. Spins to the 44-yard line, first down. Gain of 12 yards on the play.
Well, Charlie, both teams are coming off of very poor performances last week. And I think what the Seahawks saw in that Steeler game when the Steelers beat the Raiders was the Steelers really taking it to them at the line of scrimmage, creating some holes up there and running the football. And I think with the Seattle situation, they say, we're going to try and run the ball some more.
I think they both came off with poor performances because Denver and Pittsburgh played so well in those ball games. Here's Craig to throw. He goes deep, double coverage, overthrown. Should have been intercepted. 2 flags are dropped. Van McElroy had a chance for the interception, but there were 2 flags on the play.
Interference, number 37, defense, first down.
Called on Lester Hayes.
You're going to see Largent right out here with Lester. He's going to come down, break to the inside and back out, and it's going to be tripping on Lester Hayes. Man coverage get mixed up at the line of scrimmage, and then he starts going back to the outside. You saw the double coverage coming over.
The penalty worth about 23 yards. Here's the tripping. Right there.
Good call by the official right there on the play.
At the Los Angeles 33-yard line, first down. Van Dornick back in the ball game. That is the decibel count, the sound level here in the dome. 104, 106. Now, to give you an idea, that is more than a subway train, but less than a rock band at this point. First down, gain of 10 from the 33 to the 23-yard line. 8th play of the drive. Hughes spinning, he'll lose yardage. Good defensive play. Rod Martin makes it for the Raiders. Loss of 3 yards to the 26, second down and 13. Still no score. 4 minutes and 50 seconds left to go in the first half. And with Seattle staying on the ground, and in reality, the Raiders haven't thrown the ball that much, that the game is moving along at a very brisk pace.
I think you have to look at both defenses, Charlie. The Raiders number 3 in the league, Seattle number 6 with all those turnovers. It figured to be kind of a low-scoring conservative game.
Tight end Charlie Young coming in motion. Craig back. Here's the pressure, goes deep. It's gone. It's gone. Dave Craig to Darrell Turner, the rookie from Michigan State. A 93-yard drive in 9 plays. It took more than 5 minutes. And now Norm Johnson to attempt a point after. It's good. The Seattle Seahawks out in front of the Los Angeles Raiders by a score of 7-0.
I think if you could draw up a carbon copy drive of what Chuck Knox wants to get done today, it's a bunch of runs and then some long passes. Here you'll see the protection good for Craig. Double coverage down the middle, but he throws the ball to the inside of the field, and only Darrell Turner can make the catch. Both wide receivers double covered. Good throw.
And there he is, the smile of Darrell Turner. We'll be back to the kickoff in just a moment.
coverage. Mike Davis is going to split. The other safety splits. Turner's going to come from this side right down the middle of the field. The two safeties split to go double the wide receivers. An excellent throw to Turner. Good read by David Craig.
During that drive of the Seahawks, they did not have a third down in that drive. Norm Johnson kicking off either Greg Pruitt or Cleve Montgomery. Pruitt at the 5-yard line. To the 10. Slips 2 tackles and returns to the 17-yard line. 12 yards on the return by Greg Pruitt. I'm surprised that he's back on the kickoff return team, as Dokey Williams has been back there with Cleve Montgomery. But today, it is Greg Pruitt going with experience, a 12-year veteran. In the Associated Press voting for Offensive Rookie of the Year, Louis Litz of Pittsburgh was 1, Greg Bell of Buffalo was 2, and Darrell Turner, who just scored the touchdown, was 3rd in the voting. 7-0, Seattle leading the Raiders. Los Angeles has the ball at their own 18-yard line. Marcus Allen back in the ball game. He'll pick up a yard to the 19, and it will be 2nd down and 9. Jim Plunkett has completed 4 of 6 passes for 57 yards. Keith Butler makes the stop for the Seattle Seahawks. And now Los Angeles needs to see if they can get some of that silver and black magic to work.
They didn't have any going for him last week, and they need to generate some this week.
2nd and 9, 19-yard line. Here's Marcus Allen. 1 more yard to the 20. It'll be 3rd down and 8.
You're going to see Marcus Allen right here. He's just going to go to the right side on a little give. Not much there. Good defense by the Seattle Seahawks.
3rd down conversions, the Raiders 2 of 6. Marcus Allen, 24 yards and 12 carries. The defense has held him to a 2-yard average. Look at the throw. There's pressure. He goes down. 3rd sack of the ball game. Jacob Green got it. Green now with 1.5 of the 3 sacks.
One of the things the Raiders ask their quarterbacks to do is hold the ball a little longer. Deep pass patterns all the way. You see at the top of your screen, Christensen, the tight end, was going deep. Good coverage allowed the sack to get there. Defensive coordinator Tom Catlin for the Seattle Seahawks has done a great job with that Seahawk defense.
2-time All-America at the University of Oklahoma. And he has been coaching in the NFL for 25 years. Great guy, kicking to Kenny easily. Another good one. Easily floats under it, takes it at the 40-yard line. And returns to the Los Angeles 46-yard line. 14 yards on the return. Jack Squire makes the tackle. We've got a timeout. And the Seahawks have the lead, 7-0, 2:19 left to go, first half.
AT&T is in travel. How? By helping NASA exchange 56,000 bits of information in an instant. Just as we can help NASA send man beyond the Earth, we can help a travel agent send a man across the Earth. AT&T can help get instant information about hotels, rates, flights. We can tailor a long-distance data network big enough for NASA and one just right for you. The people of AT&T Communications. We're thinking about your business in ways you never thought of.
At first glance, all airlines may appear to be the same, but one gives you a special way to fly. An airline so large it carries over 30 million people a year, yet so personalized you can reserve your seat a year in advance.
We have the seat you want, Mr. Martin.
In a world of airlines, one airline, American Airlines, can make your trip something special.
Welcome aboard.
Something special in the air.
Well, there's been a lot of talk about the crowd noise in the Kingdome and about the crowd. I think the crowd was up more for last week's ball game. They're not ready about this ball game yet mentally.
They may be a little more now, but I think last week's game they really didn't get to do all their business because Denver really took them out of the ball game by scoring early in the first half, and then the big turnover to start the second half. They went in to score. Really took this crowd out, so I think they've got some stored up juices to really let flow here today.
Seattle with the ball, the Los Angeles 46-yard line. This is the Seahawks' best field position to start a drive. And they'll start it on the ground, of course. Dan Dornick, who came out limping earlier in the ball game, he's back in. Let's take another look at that linebacker.
Howie Long, 75, playing over the nose, just throws Bush out of the way. And we told a little earlier we would be watching Howie Long and that he would be moving around to take advantage. That time he certainly did some damage on the nose.
And we come now to the 2-minute warning. We've got a timeout, and the score is Seattle 7 and Los Angeles nothing.
This is the definitive book on champagne. While writing it, noted author William Kaufman evaluated the finest champagnes in the world.
Here's an extraordinary find. A California champagne that is both truly dry and delightfully drinkable. New Andre Brut. No other American champagne can compare.
New Andre Brut. No other American champagne can compare.
The Mercedes-Benz 190 class for 1985. So masterfully engineered that it can perform with the world's finest sports sedans. And that makes it exciting. Yet so conscientiously engineered that its feeling of sheer driving security is unique. And that makes it a Mercedes-Benz. The 190 class, Mercedes-Benz, engineered like no other car in the world.
The NFL plays here. The winner of today's game faces Miami in the AFC divisional playoffs. A championship spot is on the line. Your team plays here on NBC.
Special halftime, Bob, Ahmad, Bill, and Ash will have a feature of Dave Craig at Milton College, where he played his football. They don't play football there anymore. And the college isn't there anymore.
So when they closed Lyle Alzado's college, Yanktown.
That may be because of Lyle. No, that's not true. That's not true. Second down and set. Here's Dan Dornick. A couple of yards to the 40-yard line, so it'll be 3rd down and 4. Matt Millen with the tackle. Also, at halftime, I want to stay for this one. Ron Cherry, Dan Fouts, and they'll be talking with Ahmad Rashad. Seattle so far 24 offensive plays, only 4 passes. 20 rushes and 4 passes. 3rd down and 4. Minute 23 and counting. Time remaining in the first half. Seattle leading 7-0. Very conservative first half. Byron Walker in motion, and we have a timeout called for the Seattle Seahawks. They now have 2 remaining in the first half. Los Angeles has 3. We'll be back to the Kingdome in just a moment.
Excuse me. I turned off your set so I could tell you about a television from General Electric. Your set has 1 speaker. GE has 2 sophisticated speakers that are going to knock your socks off. Your set has a regular tube. GE has the blue NeoVision tube that selectively filters out room light. Now, I'll show you this remarkable TV, but remember, it's going to be on your set.
It's the clauses, everybody. Have a chicken McNugget. Don't worry, it's under 63 calories. Oh, Rudy, be a dear and open another 20-pack.
McDonald's Chicken McNuggets 20-pack makes every holiday party happy and fun.
Aren't we having fun? Mingle, mingle. Tiny Tim, tiny as ever. Take 2.
It's a good time for the great taste of McDonald's. Time for McDonald's gift certificates, 50 cents each, or a book of 10 for $5.
And they come from all over the great Northwest. And all parts of the great state of Washington. 1:17, time remaining first half. Seahawks lead at 7-0. They're down and 4 at the Raiders' 40-yard line. Seattle with 4 wide receivers. Craig to throw. Alzado gets it. Alzado had to climb over a blocker and then stretch out, and he barely got it.
Lyle Alzado playing against Abramowitz, who is filling in for Essink, gets around him and gets in, crawls, scratches, does whatever it takes. David Craig looks around and says, who is it that's after me?
And that is the first sack of the ball game for the Raiders. In the 2 previous meetings, they each had, the Raiders had 6 sacks in each of the 2 previous ball games, and the Raiders 64 on the year. That is 3rd in the NFL. The Raiders take a timeout, and we'll be back in just a moment.
Dave Craig was a long shot in the NFL.
They sent me out to throw for you guys.
A free agent, a walk-on. He fulfilled a lifelong dream when he led the Seattle Seahawks to their first playoffs.
My story was a long shot in professional football, but I'm here to tell you another story, a long shot in life. His name is John LaMotta Jr., a 3-letter man in football, track, and wrestling. What happened to John is something that could have happened to any one of us.
An automobile accident left him a quadriplegic. Doctors thought he wouldn't make it at first. Then his prognosis was of a life bound to a wheelchair. But John never stopped trying. And the United Way volunteers like Dave Craig at this United Way agency never stopped trying either.
And now I'd like you to meet John. How you doing, John?
Great. And thanks to you, who for all of us, John DuBois.
This message furnished by the National Football League.
In the 7 previous drives for the Seahawks, they punted 6 times, and the other drive they scored the touchdown. And Jeff West will be kicking. Lee Montgomery is set for the return. 1 minute and 2 seconds left to go in a very fast-moving first half. He gets it off. Montgomery with a fair catch takes it at the 16-yard line. I was surprised that he had the fair catch.
Well, they had 10 men at the line of scrimmage, Charlie, on an all-out block. He knew he didn't have anything but blocking for him, so he just took the fair catch.
That punt worth 35 yards. Today's telecast presented by authority of the National Football League, intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Seattle Seahawks and the National Football League is prohibited. The Raiders and the Seahawks each with 2 timeouts left. Los Angeles at their own 16-yard line. And here's Frank Hawkins. And Hawkins to the 26-yard line. Depending on where they spot the ball, it's right at the first down marker. Keith Simpson making the tackle. And the Raiders take a timeout to stop the clock, so this gives us a moment to remind you to join us tomorrow as NBC Sports rocks with Sports World music videos. It's a sports year in review set to the songs of today's top groups. MTV's BJ, Martha Quinn, and Bill McAtee will team up as your host. It's new, it's different, and you don't want to miss a single beat. Your kids and my kids will enjoy it. I don't even know the music, to tell you the truth. And also tomorrow, Sports World wraps up 1984, a special year in boxing review. Sports World selects its contenders for Knockout of the Year and Fight of the Year honors. We'll celebrate the holidays also in the Italian Alps as top international bobsledders compete in the World Cup Bobsled Championships from Cervina, Italy. That's all tomorrow. America loves its sports, NBC style, and they'll like the music videos, too.
What the L.A. Raiders want to do here, Charlie, they want to obviously move the ball down the field, but they're taking a careful posture. They don't want to turn the ball over. They want to try and get some yardage, get downfield, maybe get a field goal out of this, but also at the same time, they know they're going against a team that can take the ball away from them, and that's the thing they want to avoid.
Barnwell comes wide to the near side, and Christensen is the slot back. And the give is to Hawkins. And Hawkins goes out of bounds. He'll stop the clock, picks up the first down at the 35-yard line. It was 2nd down and 1. So he picks up 10 yards on the play, and Dave Brown was there to chase him out. 44 seconds left to go in the second quarter. Seattle with the lead, 7-0. Only touchdown of the ball game, a 26-yard pass from Dave Craig to Darrell Turner. That capped off a 93-yard drive in 9 plays. Jim Plunkett, the Raiders. And he is the 4th sack of the ball game for the Seahawks. And Jacob Green now has 2.5 of the 4.
So earlier, Charlie, we talked about the pressure defense of the Raiders. You're going to see it Seattle style right here. Tight man-to-man coverage. No place for Plunkett to throw the ball. He didn't want to give it up. Took the sack.
And Jacob Green lost his father recently. He's dedicated this ball game in his honor. Here's Marcus Allen. Allen breaks it near the 45-yard line. Marcus Allen, he does for a football what Dolly Parton does for a sweater. He makes you sit up and take notes.
Well, I don't know about that, Charlie. But anytime you have a Marcus Allen in your backfield, you certainly have an opportunity to make a big play. Running to his right, he sees the hole, he cuts back, and then he's going to make a nice little move to his left. So you see the safety slipping down. But anytime you have him on the field and give him the ball, he can score.
Raiders use up their last timeout now with 14 seconds left to go in the first half. It'll be 3rd down and 1 at their own 44-yard line. Marcus Allen, 13 carries, 39 yards thus far. Jim Plunkett talks it over on the sideline.
The conversation here, Charlie, is not about the 3rd and 1. They have 14 seconds on the clock. They want to throw the ball down around the 30-yard line if they can and possibly get some kind of a field goal position where they can go in at least with 3 points on the board.
You know, one thing I like about Jim Plunkett, there's an old saying in sports that good players make themselves better and great players make their teammates better. And I think that is an element that Jim Plunkett brings to a football team.
I think whenever he walks in that huddle, they know that he has led them to championships before, and he is fresh. His legs are fresh, his arm is fresh, and he has no scars. He can come in and just be a hero if he can win some ball games.
3rd down and 1. 14 seconds left to go, second quarter. As Texas, that is 5 sacks for the Seahawks. They had 55 on the year. They did not have a sack their last 2 regular season games. This one goes to Mike Fanning.
We talked about earlier, one of the key matchups would be with Bruce Davis and Jeff Bryant. Fanning was in there also, but Bryant had a lot to do with that sack right there.
Now, with the play going back to the 34-yard line, take a look. Another angle.
Bottom of your screen is 77 Bryant, 74 is Fanning. They both get there about the same time. He just doesn't have time to throw, Charlie. Looking downfield, tight coverage, no receivers were open.
4th down, 11 or 12 yards to go for the first down. The ball on the 34-yard line. So Seattle has taken a timeout. They want Ray Guy to kick with 6 seconds to see if Kenny Easley can either have the excellent return for a score or possibly get it close enough very quickly to get out of bounds, or they'll take a timeout to stop the clock, have a long field goal attempt.
You know, when Kurt Warner was hurt early on in the year, Charlie, they ran a lot. Now they're throwing the ball a lot. Chuck Knox said last week after they'd lost 2 in a row, we're going to find a new way to win. Well, I think they're doing it today with more running and more Kenny Easley on the returns.
Pressure's on. Oh, great kick. Easy just let this one go. That one hits at the 16-yard line. Kenny says, there's no way. Not from the 16. The other thing that Seattle may have been doing, a 50-yard kick by Ray Guy, going for the block, and if they got the block, they would do something. Or if they got a weak kick, then Kenny would go for the return.
good point, and easily is a main man back there. I was very impressed with his intelligence back there, whether to handle the ball or not. He let that one go.
Did not want to make a mistake as the Seattle Seahawks have the lead at halftime over the Los Angeles Raiders by a score of 7-0 in the AFC wild card game.
What do a zipper company in Pennsylvania, a gear manufacturer in Michigan, and a nationwide shoe corporation have in common? They, like thousands of other businesses, have chosen IBM Business Computer Systems to control distribution, speed order processing, and turn out products smoothly. Whatever business you're in, whether you're in zippers, the gear business, or you run a shoe company, an IBM Business Computer System can help.
Did you ever notice that just when you think you see the whole picture, the picture changes? Technology from a company called TRW lets us look at our world in fresh ways. Because there's more to everything than meets the eye. Tomorrow is taking shape at a company called TRW.
Last year, Mercedes-Benz introduced the new 190 class to America. Each one has rewarded its driver with a new kind of performance. Each one an almost uncanny balance of power and handling and riding comfort. Each one a remarkable automobile, even by the standards of Mercedes-Benz. The Mercedes-Benz 190 class for 1985, engineered like no other car in the world. The best and the brightest of the bowls are on NBC as the Orange Bowl lights up the night sky. Second-ranked Oklahoma battles number 3 Washington in a game that could decide the national championship. Plus the beauty and pageantry of the famed Orange Bowl halftime. On New Year's Day, America loves its sports, NBC style.
Okay, Bob Costas at our NFL 84 studios in New York. 7-0 Seattle at halftime, and along the way they record 5 sacks of Raider quarterback Jim Plunkett. Let's take a look at the game's only scoring play thus far. It caps a 93-yard drive, a big chunk of that on a pass interference call against Lester Hayes. David Craig into the end zone, 27 yards to Darrell Turner. For the rookie, his 36th catch of the season, and 11 of them have gone for touchdowns. Almost 1 out of every 3 receptions, good for a score for Darrell Turner. Now, Bill McAtee, we had hoped on the pregame show to see your feature about Dave Craig. Quickly regrouping, we've decided to run it here at halftime. Last year in the AFC, last year on the AFC title game, David Craig had a tough time with the Raiders.
Yes, he did. You know, they're saying in Seattle that the Seahawks have played this year simply with the cards they've been dealt and won. Much the same can be said about David Craig. He has been successful in spite of the feeling that he is not blessed with a whole lot of natural ability.
In Week 14, Dave Craig threw 5 touchdown passes against the Lions. And in this year's first meeting with Denver, Craig ripped the Broncos secondary for 406 yards and 3 more touchdowns.
He's the type of guy that you would not show films of his quarterbacking techniques to high school quarterbacks to say this is how you want to get it done. Because he doesn't set up just perfectly. It's not prototype.
In fact, quietly, Dave Craig has thrown 32 touchdown passes. Only 6 times in the history of the NFL has a quarterback had a better year. One of those this season by Dan Marino. But Craig is the first to admit by comparison he lacks the strong arm of a Marino or Elway and the savvy and experience of a Dan Fouts. But Craig has managed to avoid the problems those comparisons could bring.
I don't do anything extraordinarily well, you know, as far as throwing the football. I don't throw the football with a quick release or as well probably as a Dan Marino or anything like that, who I think is just a fantastic quarterback. I probably don't scramble or run as good as a John Elway. Maybe I'm not even quite team leader like a Jim Plunkett or anything like that, but I think I do a little bit of what each one of those guys does.
He doesn't have the arm that some of the great ones have had, but he has great presence on the field. He has the ability to make the play, and that really is the key. He also has the ability to scramble around and improvise, which all of the great quarterbacks have had, the ability to make something out of nothing.
Like his counterpart today, Jim Plunkett, Dave Craig is quite simply a survivor. He played at Little Milton College in Wisconsin, but ran a pro offense. Afterward, his coach Rudy Gaddini got him a tryout with the Seahawks. Number 8 made it, but Milton didn't. The school shut down in 1982.
Every Saturday, before a game or something like that, they all look and see, who's playing on TV, or they talk the next day about who won, and I can't really even get into it. And then whenever I do get into it, they say, well, where's your college and what do you do? So there's not a whole bunch I can say about that.
A year ago, in the AFC Championship, Craig suddenly found himself with limited time as a starter and only small college experience facing the Raiders in the biggest game of his life. The Raiders pressured Craig all afternoon, and the result was not pretty.
Anybody would be shell-shocked after experiencing the kind of pressure and heat that the Raiders put on him in that game. And, I don't blame him one bit. Those guys were really hammering on him, and it just showed. 3 for 9, 3 interceptions. I remember everything. There wasn't that much to remember, and so it just was crushing. I know that we wanted to play. I wanted to play well and do everything as well as I could, but maybe sometimes you put too much pressure on yourself and you just didn't relax and play it the way that you got there.
In the championship game last year against the Raiders, I think that, again, was part of the learning process that a developmental quarterback has to go through. Playing a big game against a team that ended up being the world champions, a great defensive football team, and he was severely tested.
Will you ever be a great quarterback? I don't know if I'll ever become a great quarterback, but I'd sure like to play on great teams. I think that would be the final judgment.
Good answer from David Craig. He had been in a little bit of a slump at the end of the regular season as the Seahawks dropped their last 2 games to Kansas City and to Denver. Craig was intercepted 7 times. Perhaps mindful of that, Chuck Knox's game plan has emphasized the running game today. Craig has thrown the ball only 4 times, completing 2 no interceptions and the 1 touchdown pass to Darrell Turner. Pete Axthelm, surprising because this is a team, in the absence of Kurt Warner, that did not have a single runner who gained more than 327 yards this year. But the running game has been a big part of Chuck Knox's plan in the first half.
And we know how Knox must love it, Bob. Chuck has always, his first preference would always be to grind out games and win 7-0 or 10-3 or that type of games. But, the first 2 meetings this year, I felt even though the team split the games, the Raider defensive line clearly dominated the line of scrimmage. That's not happening today. I mentioned on the pregame show the dreaded Blastinol that was going to be taken by Long and Alzado, a substance not even approved for use by apes.
And the entire nation is buzzing about that revelation, by the way.
Well, perhaps it just took a while to kick in because Lyle finally got his first sack on the last Seattle offensive play of the half.
This is the only program, by the way, approved by the Food and Drug Administration. Let's turn out to Ahmad Rashad, who was at the Kingdome with Dan Fouts of the San Diego Chargers and Duron Cherry of the Kansas City Chiefs. Their impressions of the first half. Ahmad?
Happy holidays to you, Bob. Out here in Seattle, both teams have been playing it pretty close to the vest. I've got my 2 experts here with me, and one of the surprising things is Seattle, which hasn't had a running game all year, they've been talking about it all day, they come up with a running game. How can they change to get it together?
Well, I think it's surprising the Raiders because of the fact that Seattle's thrown the ball 42 times in the past 2 weeks. Today they've come out and successfully run the ball, and it's posing a lot of problems for their defense.
The Raiders would like for them to pass the ball because that works into their strengths, doesn't it?
Sure, that's the strength of the Raiders game. They can put pressure on Craig and hopefully force some turnovers. So the second half looks like it's going to be a very interesting one.
All right, you talk about passing. I've got one of the best passers in the National Football League with me, Dan Fouts. Dan, what about Jim Plunkett? Looks like they're putting a lot of pressure on Plunkett right away.
Well, we think about going into this game, is Jim Plunkett going to be rusty? Well, Ahmad, he got all the rust knocked out of him and off of him in that first half. He got tremendous pressure from the Seattle defensive line, and that's really the key to stopping any pass offense, is stopping that quarterback with a good rush.
What about Marcus Allen? They seem to be handling him pretty well.
Well, they are controlling the line of scrimmage with their down linemen, and they are very active in their secondary with their linebackers and their defensive backs, and they're really being more physical than the Raiders, which is a switch because the Raiders are usually one of the more physical teams in the league.
Duron, playing against these two teams twice every year. Talking about Seattle, is this a typical Seattle game for him?
This is a typical Chuck Knox game. He likes to control the football, and he likes to allow his defense to put pressure and control the game with the defense and special teams. So the second half should be one that the Raiders are going to have a tough time fighting against them to get back in this game.
All right, both these teams are in the locker room now, and one of the things that they're talking about is that one team only has 30 minutes left to play in this season. Which team that'll be, we'll find out when they come back. Back to you, Bobby.
All right, Ahmad, thanks very much. I've been asked to remind you folks that tomorrow at 1 Eastern Time, it's Sports World's Music Videos, the sports year in review, set to this year's top tunes with MTV's VJ Martha Quinn and, remarkably enough, our own Phil McAtee. There he is, ladies and gentlemen, a personal friend of Archie Bell and the Drells, so uniquely qualified to handle this particular assignment, Sports World's Music Video, tomorrow on NBC. The second half with Charlie Jones and Bob Greasy right after this from your local stations.
The music that moved the world's heart to song. The joy and warmth of The Sound of Music. Starring Julie Andrews in her most captivating role. The beauty, the romance, the triumph. Winner of 5 Academy Awards, The Sound of Music, a holiday treat for the whole family, Sunday.
This is the time of year when we gather from far and near, and we welcome the season in, and settle the love begin. And the jokes you tell, and the songs you sing, and the sight of your smile still means everything. And I finally get to say, I think of you every day.
I'm on.
Happy holidays and Coors to you.
From the people at Coors.
If you have money invested in a passbook savings account at a bank, do you know how much your money is earning? 5.25%. And if your money is invested in a savings and loan passbook, it's not earning much more, just 5.5%. Why not go for the gold? With the Jefferson Building and Savings Golden Passbook, your money earns 10% interest. Just a $500 minimum deposit can make you a winner, and your funds are guaranteed by the Ohio Deposit Guarantee Fund.
Jefferson Building and Savings Golden Passbook.
It's 1985 Subaru time.
This is Charlie Jones and Bob Greasy back at the Kingdom. Let's go back now to the 93-yard touchdown drive by the Seattle Seahawks. There was a key penalty right in the middle of it.
Well, I think the play you're referring to, Charlie, is when Largent was trying to get downfield, got a good release from the line of scrimmage, and Hayes trips him up inadvertently, but yet he did trip him right here. I think you're going to see it. Trips him up. This play gave him a first down. The following play, they went and did some damage. And Chuck Knox's quote, there are 5 great plays in a game, and we have to make 4 of them to make sure we win.
And so this became a great play because of, as you said, what followed the 26-yard touchdown pass from Craig to Turner.
They were double covering both wide receivers, not unexpected. They were doubling both sides. You'll see 4 defensive backs and 2 receivers. Just a great throw and very good effort by Turner to get open.
And something interesting happened. We alluded to it. When we talked with Chuck Knox yesterday, he said that he was going to run the football a lot more. We wondered if that was really true because we found out that the Raiders knew that he was going to run. And also we found out that it was when we picked up the paper this morning. So there was no big secret, and we were thinking, was he going to take it one step further?
Yeah. Well, he said after the last 2 weeks, when they haven't played very well, they have to find a new way to win. I think their new way is going back to the running game, even without Kurt Warner, throwing very little, and getting Kenny Usually back on the return.
All right, so let's see if the Raiders can come from behind. We'll be right back after these messages and a word from your local station.
Well, moms and dads the world around give their kids the same old sound. Got to go to school, be a big success. They wouldn't settle for anything less. Now they've learned whatever you seek, you'll help yourself to reach your peak. In the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines. Need a trade? Looking for a skill? They have hundreds to fit the bill. In the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines. Want more school? Don't have the bread. They'll help pay to get you ahead. Talking Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines. Mom and Dad, they'll want to shout. He's made it big. There's no doubt. Thanks, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines. It's a great place to start.
November 1983, Tandy presents the Model 2000, superior in technology. October 1984, Tandy presents the Model 1200, superior in value. And now, Tandy presents the Model 1000, superior in price performance. 3 exciting MS-DOS computers brought to you by Tandy, clearly superior in technology, support, and service. Available at Radio Shack Computer Centers, the computer experts.
Remember the
true spirit of Christmas on Kodacolor VR films. Kodak's sharpest, most dazzling color print films ever.
Dear Joe, I sent this gift because you're my very best friend, love. Santa Claus.
Long ago, a new force shook the world, and a revolution forever altered human history. AD, the television event of 1985.
My Ralph does the craziest things to pick his Ohio Lotto numbers. But now there's a faster, easier way to play Ohio Lotto. It's Auto Lotto. Just mark the Auto Lotto box on your bet slip or ask your sales agent for Auto Lotto and let the Lotto computer pick your 6 numbers at random. Simple. Now, Ralph, wouldn't it be easier to choose Auto Lotto once in a while?
Now when you play Lotto, you can pick your own numbers or let Auto Lotto pick them for you.
It's 1985 Subaru time.
As you look at the statistics of the first half, what jumps out at you, only 10 passes were thrown in the first half. Now, Plunkett completed 4 of 6 for 57 yards, but his 5 sacks, of course, 5 times that he was sacked will bring that stat down. Craig, 2 of 4, 36 yards. He was sacked 1 time.
I think on behalf of the Seahawks, they're doing what they have to do. As far as the Raiders are concerned, they are so concerned about turning the ball over. They're not getting too fancy, but they got to loosen it up a little bit more. They've got to get the ball to Marcus Allen out of the backfield and get the ball to Christensen some.
So to start this second half, Chris Barr will be kicking off for the Los Angeles Raiders. On the left, number 46 is David Hughes. On the right, number 32, Cullen Bryant. The kickoff return now. And Hughes circles under, taking it to 3, to the 15. As you look at the statistics of the first half, what jumps out at you, only 10 passes were thrown in the first half. Now, Plunkett completed 4 of 6 for 57 yards, but his 5 sacks, of course, 5 times that he was sacked will bring that stat down. Craig, 2 of 4, 36 yards. He was sacked 1 time.
I think on behalf of the Seahawks, they're doing what they have to do. As far as the Raiders are concerned, they are so concerned about turning the ball over. They're not getting too fancy, but they got to loosen it up a little bit more. They've got to get the ball to Marcus Allen out of the backfield and get the ball to Christensen some.
So to start this second half, Chris Barr will be kicking off for the Los Angeles Raiders. On the left, number 46 is David Hughes. On the right, number 32, Cullen Bryant. The kickoff return now. And Hughes circles under, taking it to 3, to the 15. And then across to 20, and a long-distance flag from about 23 yards downfield comes flying through the air.
That was the longest throw I've ever seen. The guy had to be a quarterback. I don't know which one threw it. An ex-quarterback as an official.
Holding call against the Seattle Seahawks.
Holding number 56, receiving team, first down.
Call on Greg Gaines. And the officials will spot the ball at the 11-yard line.
The 2 running backs that the Seahawks have been using most of the time, Dornick 8 carries for 41 yards, and Hughes 7 for 35, both averaging 5 yards a rush.
First down Seattle. Seattle leading 7-0 as we open the second half. And here's Dornick. Dornick to the 15-yard line, so he'll pick up 4, second down and 6. It's Dornick and Hughes as the running backs. Dave Craig, the quarterback. Largett, the wide receiver. We see 2 tight ends a lot with Charlie Young and Mike Tite. We'll also see touchdown scoring Darrell Turner. The change in the offensive lines at left tackle, where Ron Essig has been bothered by the flu all week, so Sid Abramowitz is there. Edward Bailey, Blair Bush, Robert Pratt, and Bob Kreider. Greg takes a lot of time. Howie Long was behind him, I think, when the ball was there.
I think Howie Long thought he knew the snap count and really found out he didn't. Right over the nose. And Craig says, I'm not going to turn around. He's back there. I'm going north.
Encroachment, number 75, defense.
Now, I don't want to disagree with what that penalty is called, but I think they could call it encroachment because he was 5 yards.
Just a little bit offside.
If they gave varsity letters, he would get one in the backfield. So mark the ball, 20-yard line. And it is 2nd down and 1. Here's David Hughes. Needing a yard, and he's got it. And remember, in the touchdown drive of 93 yards in 9 plays, that's Jim Zorn, Chick Harris, the coach. One of them is signaling the plays in, the other is the decoy. That in that 93-yard touchdown drive in 9 plays, Seattle did not have a 3rd down. And there it was 2nd and 1. They converted 1st down just to see if possibly they have that kind of a drive working here. 23-yard line. Here's Dornick. Dornick fights his way to the 32-yard line. A gain of 9 yards on the play. Matt Millen with the tackle along with Mike Davis.
You saw Matt Millen pulling and tugging at that football, stealing a page out of the Denver Broncos and Seahawks defensive books and trying to get a turnover. He knows what the MO is going to be the rest of the afternoon. Going to run them down their throat. He wants to get a turnover for the Raiders.
Dan Dornick averaging over 5 yards a carry, 10 carries and 53 yards. Second down and 1. Sargent showing a little motion. It's Dornick. And he'll pick up the 1st down as he moves to the 34-yard line. So the drive continues for the Seahawks, and again, not a 3rd down situation coming up thus far.
Well, they wanted to avoid getting into that 3rd down situation where the Raiders can bring in their pirate defense, their 6 defensive backs, and really pressure the defense and also pressure the quarterback. They want to stay out of that. Dan Dornick is having a good ball game. He is one of the keys for the Seattle offense today.
And as you saw, David Hughes and Dan Dornick have combined for more than 100 yards rushing thus far in the ballgame. Play action, going deep. Largent. He doesn't have it. Thought he had it. He thought he had it. I think Mike Haynes even thought that he had it.
I think their MO here is play action, run on 1st down, and then go deep. You can't have anything negative happen most of the time by going deep. Could have caught the pass. It was a good throw. Tough try, but Steve's caught a lot tougher balls than that one.
2nd down and 10. Officially, it is marked as the 35-yard line. Largent, thus far, no receptions in the ballgame. Now, he has receptions in 107 straight regular season games, not playoff games, regular season games. And that is 3rd on the all-time list as Dornick battles his way from the 35 to the 40, so it is 3rd down and 5, and the Seahawks face that 3rd down opportunity.
Well, now you see the substitutions coming in. Seattle will probably go with their 4 wides. If they do, Seattle will go 4 wides. The Raiders will come in with their 4, 5, 6 defensive backs, and these are the situations where the Seahawks want to stay out of.
3rd down and 5 with Steve Largent, Byron Walker, Darrell Turner, and Paul Stancy, the 4 wide receivers. And the Raiders into their nickel or dime package. That is 5 or 6 men in the secondary. On the reverse, this is Largent. Largent's in trouble. And the Raiders have excellent defensive coverage. They weren't fooled at all.
Conservative call, but not a surprising call with the way Chuck Knox is running the offense today.
Otis McKinney makes the tackle. It ended up as a loss of 3 yards.
He said there were some running plays they wanted to get run in passing situations. This one probably looked good on the films, but the Raiders are right there to knock him out of bounds.
Otis McKinney was there for Los Angeles, and now Cleve Montgomery set to return the punt of Jeff Webb. Any kind of a return, the Raiders can have possibly their best field position to start a drive. He hangs this one up. Taken at the 20-yard line and dropped at the 21, maybe the 22. 43 yards on the kick by Jeff West, but it just hung up in the Kingdom and allowed the coverage. We'll be back in just a moment. Seattle leads 7-0.
Can you believe it? JT with an $18 million contract?
Sure is a long way from the playground.
Think he still drinks Strohs?
Yeah.
Hey, guys.
JT, man.
Richard. Timothy.
This is all right.
Glad he didn't forget his friend.
Or his Strohs. Where is the Strohs?
Out by the pool.
The pool?
Strobe and Stroh Lights.
Now that's a cooler.
Fire brewed for smoother taste.
It starts with a subtle glance. The enticement of discovering something wondrously new. The Dodge Aries K. Sleek, new styling that will captivate you. Performance that will infatuate you. You always knew Aries for its economy and value. Now you'll love it for its beauty.
Coaching has become a highly scientific profession. What with skyscrapers, aircraft carriers, and other jargon, you need a dictionary just to talk to the ref. But last year, my boys took the conference. And the source of my inspiration? I steal from Al McGuire.
Come on home to college basketball on NBC.
The Los Angeles Raiders first down, their own 22-yard line, 11-13 time remaining third quarter. Offensively, Jim Plunkett, the cornerback, with Marcus Allen and Kenny King, the running back. Malcolm Barnwell will be the wide receiver. Two tight ends, Todd Christensen and Dave Castor. Bruce Davis, Kurt Marsh, Dave Dalby, Mickey Marvin, and Henry Lawrence, the offensive line. And Casper shows motion. And the second back is Marcus Allen. Marcus with a yard and maybe two, and that would be stretching it a bit. Unanimous Pro Bowl selection of the Raiders, 40 yards in 14 carries. So he is being beat on this time by Joe Nash and Jeff Bryant.
Charlie, you got to give a lot of credit to the linebackers for the Seahawks. Allen is looking to cut back any opportunity that he can. And when you see Robinson and Butler, Gaines and Schultz staying in their lanes, there are no gaps for him to run through.
Second down and 8. Casper in motion again. Marcus Allen looking to cut to the outside and then to come back in. And he'll pick up 2 yards from the 24 to the 26-yard line. And it's third down and 6 as Nash makes the tackle.
The linebackers right here, take a look at the linebackers. 1, 2, 3. Now the play is going to start this way. He's going to try and cut back. But as you'll see, the linebackers stay at home. There are no gaps in that defense for him to run through. There's a defense, a blue shirt. Everywhere there's a opportunity to run.
As a trio, they're just sliding with him and holding their position.
And don't get cut off.
Third down and 6. Plunkett needs time, has it. And the pass is complete to Barnwell, and it's right at that first down marker where he caught it and then he was hit. Terry Taylor brought him down. So the point of the catch is a first down.
Kenny Easley, really the key, double coverage. His man comes across the field. Good coverage. Good throw by Plunkett, just enough for the first down.
Now request, although the referee, Dick Jorgensen, signaled a first down, the Seattle defense said, hey, let's look at the change. And there's no question. So mark it at the Los Angeles 32-yard line. And Malcolm Barnwell, are you ready for this? Here's the last series. It ended up in 5 punts for the Raiders. Malcolm Barnwell is the only player in the ball game for either the Raiders or the Seahawks with 2 receptions.
That's kind of strange in this day of age with new rules to open up the passing game.
9.5 minutes left to go. Third quarter, Seattle leads at 7-0. Raiders ball, first down their own 32. Casper in motion. Ball up the middle, and this is Frank Hawkins. And Hawkins picks up 10, maybe 11 yards on the play, as Keith Simpson makes the tackle at the 43-yard line, a gain of 11. And it will be a first down as all defensive eyes are focused on Marcus Allen and not Frank Hawkins.
Look at it from the end zone as Marsh, number 60, comes across and blocks on the defensive lineman Green right up the middle. Good play for the Raiders.
Now, the Seattle defense has not allowed the Raiders a big play, primarily because of the pressure on Plunkett. So the Raiders now trying to piece one together to grind it out. This is to Marcus Allen underneath the coverage. And a flag is down as Marcus made his cut and a quick dive at the 50 and picked up another 5 yards. Bruce Schultz was there for Seattle, but there was a flag. Offensive pass interference.
They're trying to get the ball to Marcus Allen. Here is the zone coverage where the two linebackers just drop straight back. He's just going to run out and hook in between them. Now, if it were man coverage where they were covering him by themselves, he may have ran a different route, but he reads it, Plunkett reads it, and then he gets what he can upfield.
First down. But the pass interference call will bring it back to the 33-yard line. It will be first down and 20 at that point.
See Kenny Easley, 45, doing the best he can.
Josh Christensen's trying to get rid of everybody. That may have been the call. We are not sure if that was the call or not. First down and 20, and the crowd is back in it at the Kingdom. Frank Hawkins. Hawkins will pick up 3 to the 36. No, that was Marcus, excuse me. Second and 17, Jeff Bryant with the tackle. Malcolm Barnwell comes into the offensive set, and Dave Casper comes out. Dokie Williams is in at the other wide out. Second and 17, and the clock continues to move. 8:14 and counting. We're in the third. Seattle leads at 7-0. AFC wild card game. Dave's winner will be playing at Miami next Saturday. Plunkett stepping away from pressure, and then tries to backhand one underhanded to Frank Hawkins. Smart play to avoid the loss.
It wasn't pretty, but it was effective.
Yes.
This is what he hasn't done up to this point. He has gotten sacked in this situation. His primary receiver is covered. Now he has an opportunity to move around. Now he can't throw the ball where he wants to. He sees the man over there and just backhands it. That's what you call a little savvy and a little getting the job done.
This is the 7th play of a drive that started at 22-yard line, is now all the way to the 36. But a penalty, you will recall, brought it back. Third down and 17. Plunkett rolls. He's in trouble. Dino Mangiero got him the 6th sack.
No secret here. Same story. Tight coverage in the secondary. Bryant puts the pressure on him. Mangiero's there in green. Creams him.
And the most sacks that the Seahawks defense has had this year in a ball game is 7. Here is Easley. Flag is down. Easley spins for a couple of yards, but there was a marker. 33 yards on the punt by Ray Guy.
Charlie, as we wait for the call here, we see it's legal use of hands on Seattle. The Raiders are having problems getting open in the secondary, and primarily it's because their receivers.
Illegal use of the hands, number 21, receiving team during the run back.
On Paul Moyer.
First down.
The Raiders like to get their receivers downfield. They don't run many quick routes, so therefore the rush is getting to Plunkett.
So the ball will be at the Seahawks 30-yard line. When we come back, they will have it first down, and they lead 7-0.
It doesn't take much looking for you to know the Mazda GLC sedan is a lot more than mere transportation. At $66.95, you also know it's an outstanding value. And when you look inside, you see seats you just wouldn't expect in an economy car. You see one of the largest interiors in its class, and you experience a precise shifting 5-speed. But one thing you may not know is just how much fun it is to drive. Mazda GLC sedan. Experience it.
There's a style in your life no one could ever deny. You're on your way to the top, and along the way you've always known just who you are. Where you're going, you've always known it. Where you're going, it's Michelob.
Where you're going, it's exceptionally smooth Michelob.
Where you're going, it's Michelob.
Today's game is brought to you by Mazda and the full line of sophisticated Mazda products. By IBM. And by Radio Shack, your Christmas electronics store.
Mark Wilson and Jim Plunkett, the two quarterbacks for the Los Angeles Raiders. Plunkett drawing the assignment. Mark Wilson from Seattle Shorecrest High School is waiting in the wing. And he may be able to buy more time than Plunkett, so it's a possibility that we might see him. See how develop this. Dan Dornick, first down, 15 yards to the 30 to the 45.
Well, Charlie, in an effort to stop the running of the Seattle Seahawks, Matt Millen is right here. They put him down. He's a linebacker. He's going to jump to the inside. The play is going to come right through where he vacated. A little variation in the defense. Millen jumps. He's got to take him on head up. You can't jump to one side or the other. It was just luck that Seattle found the hole.
Dan Dornick, 75 yards rushing, 13 carries. First down. They spotted officially at the 44-yard line. A little mix-up on the handoff to David Hughes. Lyle Alzado was there to wrap him up immediately, putting the pressure, and Howie Long was also there. And it'll end up at the 45, so it'll be second down and 9. One thing that the Seahawks have done defensively, and that is to keep the Raiders from any type of a field position.
They really have not gotten close enough to try a field goal, and I think that's to their credit.
Yards rushing, as you see, weighted to the side of the Seahawks. And Dornick is weighted down at the 47-yard line. So he'll get 2. It'll be third down and 7. Brad Van Pelt was there, the left outside linebacker, the 12-year veteran from Michigan State. So now Dave Craig will be throwing. We expect him to be throwing.
This is really developing into a strange game with the rules opening up the offense. Chuck Knox has taken it back to the old days. He says, we're not going to throw a lot. We're going to try and run the ball and hold it and contain it. He's got a 7-0 lead. His defense is the strength of his team. He's not going to change one bit until the Raiders put some points on the board. Run short and throw deep.
Shotgun formation, but they can run out of this formation. And something is wrong. Dornick doesn't like what he sees. He turns around and calls for a timeout. Third down and 7 when we come back. 5:25, time remaining. We're in the third quarter, and the Seahawks lead it 7-0.
I just got a sporty truck priced like some base trucks. The Mazda B2000 SE5. Look, it comes standard with a 5-speed, radials and spoker wheels, sporty stripes, step bumper, and dual sport mirrors. Pretty sporty for just $59.95.
Mazda SE5.
While we can't prevent all the things that happen to your phones, it's nice to know AT&T phones are pretty indestructible. And if you lease your phone and take reasonable care of them, if anything ever does go wrong, we'll replace them at one of our AT&T phone centers or just call toll-free. You can even exchange your phones for new colors anytime. So if you take care of the phones you lease, AT&T will take care of you. AT&T Consumer Sales and Service.
Bob, I think we both agreed that it was a good move that Tom Flores made to go to Jim Plunkett for this game because of playoff experience. But with the pressure the Seahawks are putting on him, should he make a change?
Well, the one thing that the Raiders do differently is they let the quarterbacks call their own plays. So if he changes quarterbacks, he's also going to get a change in the plays that are being called. And the running plays aren't necessarily that aren't working so much. It's the pass plays where Plunkett has been sacked so many times. He's calling deeper pass plays downfield. Maybe some quicker stuff might be the thing to do.
3rd down and 7. Craig has pressure. Alzado pulls it down. Alzado with the 2nd sack of the ball game for the Raiders. He's got them both. 35-year-old Lyle Alzado. They write him off every year. Right?
Working against Abramowitz, number 69, who's having a little bit of a problem. Tries to come back, but Alzado can get up for the big games, and this is a big ball game.
Loss of 13 back to the 34-yard line, so it is 4th down and 20 as Cleve Montgomery is set to return the punt of Jeff West. 29 yards, and just had to duck under a tidal wave of Seahawks that were rolling down the Kingdom. He said, oh, wait a minute, a 37-yard punt, but it stayed in the air almost forever. We've got a timeout, and we'll be back to the Kingdom where Seattle leads 7-0.
Who says you can't have it all? Who says you can't have the fast track and time for you? Who says you can't taste the good life and have it look good on you? Michelob Light, oh yes you can. Michelob Light, oh yes you can.
Michelob Light, super premium taste in a less filling beer.
Michelob Light, oh yes you can. Have it all.
Until you experience the exhilarating performance of the Mazda 626 Sport Coupe, you're missing a lot. Because only then can you fully understand how a 2-liter overhead cam engine, a 5-speed radial tires, efficient aerodynamics, and a cockpit adjustable suspension system can all come together to create an outstanding road car experience. And at $88.45, it's also an outstanding experience in value. Mazda 626, experience it.
The NFL plays here. Pittsburgh battles Denver in the AFC divisional playoffs.
Our championship spot is on the line. Your team plays here on NBC.
The playoffs continue. Of course, next Saturday, the winner here will be at Miami, and then next Sunday, it'll be Pittsburgh at Denver. So 2 excellent ball games coming up there. So far today, Cleve Montgomery for the Los Angeles Raiders has a total of 3 yards in punt return. To give you an idea of, Jeff West doesn't kick it that far. He kicks him high, and the coverage team is right there in his face. Little play action to open up 1st down screen, left side. Here's Hawkins. And Hawkins to the 30-yard line, the line of scrimmage, out to the 38-yard line. A gain of 8. It'll be 2nd down and 2. Jacob Green makes the tackle.
It's a little 1st down play action screen. Hawkins is right here. He's going to step up into the line and then sneak out here. The wide receivers are going to go downfield. A good play on 1st down just to see if we can get something going for the Raiders. Some easy things, some short completions just to get the ball going downfield.
2nd down, a little over 2. Plunkett to throw. Hawkins has it. He drops the ball. 2 Seahawks tried to pick it up and score a touchdown. Then there was a scramble for it. Seattle finally recovered. First turnover of the ball game. We'll take another look. Keith Simpson was the last man up.
It's a good call. Short passing on first down. The Raiders lead the league in turnovers offensively, and the Seahawks lead in takeaways.
Bruce Schultz stripped the ball, and there is the scramble. And we'll be back.
We looked at a lot of sport trucks, but we bought the lowest price one in America, Mazda's new B2000 Sport LE. And while it's nice to know it comes standard with sporty two-tone paint, radials with spoker wheels, chrome bumpers, bucket seats, and a 5-speed, it's even nicer to know it's priced over $1,300 less than Nissan's or Toyota's sport trucks.
Sakes alive. Sakes alive. Only Mazda's got a sport truck for just $67.95. Sakes alive.
What's that Fred's getting?
A computer.
He can't even drive a car. He's going to run a computer?
Yep, they sent him to a special class to learn how.
Hope he did better in theirs than he did in ours.
And if there's a problem, they'll come right here and fix it.
Right here. Who was it that gave Fred such a great deal?
IBM.
IBM. IBM. You sure we're talking about the same Fred?
This show scares me to death.
It's High Anxiety with Jesse Jackson.
Wilma cue cards, Wilma teleprompter.
On Saturday Night Live.
Frank Hawkins, Los Angeles Raiders. Giveaway takeaway. Seattle leading the NFL with a plus 24, followed by Denver second, Miami was fifth. Opportunistic ball club. 38-yard line, Los Angeles. Best field position for the Seahawks to start a drive. Trying to loop it to Dornick, and he can't quite get to it. Rod Martin has the coverage. Second down and 10, the ball at the Los Angeles 38-yard line. And there is Keith Simpson, number 42.
You got to enjoy watching Chuck Knox. It's like a counterpuncher. He's in the ring. It's almost like he's doing a rope-a-dope. He's not throwing too much. He's playing it very close to the vest. He's running, and then occasionally he's throwing the ball deep down the field. Gets his first turnover of the ball game. The 38-yard line of the Raiders, the first thing he does, throws the ball deep.
Very conservative offense, as you can see the statistics of Dave Fred. Second down and 10. Knocked away. So it will be third down and 10. 38-yard line. Right now, you would have to say that Seattle is leading ugly.
Well, it's not pretty, but Chuck Knox doesn't care how he gets it done. Just get it done. Take another look. Howie Long with his big paw up in the face.
And just a reminder that later on, we'll be selecting the Michelob Most Valuable Player for today's game. Third down and 10. Here comes the blitz. Craig is open. He can go for it. He's got it. First down. Another of Chuck Knox's 5 big plays that the Seahawks have won.
Big third down conversion. Last week, he was being sacked. You'll see the 2 wide receivers. This one is going deep. Largent will come inside both wide receivers. He's going to scramble out here. There'll be no defensive backs to make the play. The receivers clearing out man-to-man coverage. Last week he was being sacked. This week he makes the play. First down.
Gain of 13, 25-yard line. First down. Seattle leading 7-0. 3:44, time remaining third quarter. Dornick to the 20-yard line. He'll pick up 5. Second down 5. Matt Millen, who did not play the last time these two teams met due to an injury, and Reggie Kindle also didn't play in that ball game. But it was Matt Millen who made the tackle. Sargent wide to the near side. Dornick, flag is down. Dornick is down just past the first down marker. It'll be holding against Seattle. So they'll bring it back. There's not been a lot of penalties in the ballgame. Charlie
holding
right in.
Number 87.
He's the man that got caught.
Still second down.
They'll mark the ball at the 30-yard line. It's a study of concentration.
And frustration, I think. It's not because he's not trying. I'm sure inside he looks, it's the old story of the duck. You know, a duck swimming across the water looks very calm, but underneath he's battling like
the
heck.
devil. That's right. Second down and 15. Dornick, 24-yard line. He'll pick up 6, third down and 9. Bill Packel makes the tackle. This far in the ballgame, Seattle has 4 penalties, 35 yards. Los Angeles 4 penalties for 43 yards. I'm a big admirer of Jim Plunkett. He is one of the all-time nice men of the world. As we pause briefly for station identification, this is the NBC Television Network.
This is WNBC TV, Channel 4.
This is Charlie Jones, Bob Greasy, 2:25. Time remaining, third quarter. Seattle has a 3rd and 9, and they lead 7-0. Dornick. He needed 9, but he got 8. Van McElroy with the tackle, and that'll bring on Norm Johnson.
And the real key to that play was don't turn the ball over. We've got a 7-point lead. We're in good field goal range. Let's bring the #1 kicker in the National Football League out on the field and go up 10-0.
Pro Bowler Norm Johnson. 20 of 24 field goals. Regular season is long 50 yards. His career long 54. This one from the 25, an attempt of 35 yards. Jim Zorn, the holder. No gamble here. There it goes. It's good. Norm Johnson from 35 yards away. The score, Seattle 10, the Raiders nothing. We'll be back with a kickoff.
All. Who says you can't be somebody and still be you? Who says you can't taste like flesh and not look like you do? Michelob Light, oh yes you can. Michelob Light, oh yes you can.
Michelob Light, super premium taste in a less filling beer.
Michelob Light, oh yes you can. Have it all.
The best thing about the new Volkswagen Golf is its German-engineered handling. Actually, the best thing about the new Golf is its exceptional space. Then again, the best thing about the Volkswagen Golf is its remarkable aerodynamics. This is the best thing about the new Volkswagen Golf. Golf. It's not a car. It's a Volkswagen.
Take a look back at the year in sports through the music of today's hottest groups. NBC Sports World Music Videos. Tell them Don Pardo sent you.
1 minute and 29 seconds left to go. Third quarter. Seattle out in front of Los Angeles by a score of 10-0 in the AFC wild card game from the Kingdom. Greg Pruitt and Clee Montgomery set to return the kickoff of Norm Johnson. And Pruitt will down it in the end zone. And so Los Angeles will go to work on their own 20-yard line, first down. Jim Plunkett, the quarterback, jockey with Tom Flores.
Going to be a frustrated Tom Flores, too. He knows very well what's going on, what Chuck Knox on the other side of the field is doing to him, and that is Seattle has eliminated the Raiders' strength, which has been their defensive pass coverage and their pass rush, and they've done that with their run offense. And they have emphasized their strength, which is their defense, by sacking Plunkett 5 times. So he's playing his strength and taking the Raiders' strength away from him.
Raiders at their own 20-yard line. He wanted to hit Marcus Allen over the middle. Marcus ran into traffic. Intercepted, trying to get it to Marcus Allen. Bruce Schultz had a chance for the interception, as you could tell from the eyes. I almost had it, but not quite.
Exactly right, Charlie. He wanted to get the ball to his halfback. Schultz jams him at the line of scrimmage from the right of your screen. Now it's too late. He disrupted his pattern. He's just trying to get rid of the ball now.
Did that hit him in the face mask? I think it did. I think the pass hit Schultz in the face mask just as Jim Plunkett was being hit.
Well, Plunkett never saw the end of it, no matter where it hit.
Second down and 10, 20-yard line. Avoiding pressure, going deep. Double coverage. Dokey Williams. Intercepted.
I think the frustration has finally gotten to Jim Plunkett, throwing the short stuff. He's tried to throw the little ones. You just saw on the play before that where he was jammed at the line of scrimmage, trying to get the ball to Marcus Allen. The frustrating thing was, I'm going to throw it deep, and my man will make the play. Well, Harris makes the play right here.
John Harris with the interception, number 44. John had 6 during the regular season. The Seahawks had 38, and they returned 7 of those in the regular season for touchdowns. Now Seattle at their own 31-yard line, first down, and here's Dan Dornick. He'll have a couple of yards to the 33. It'll be second down and 8 as Howie Long makes the tackle. 56 seconds, time remaining, third quarter, and Seattle out in front of the Raiders by a score of 10-0. Dornick, 97 yards rushing and 18 carries. There's John Harris.
The only man in that secondary is not going to the Pro Bowl.
That's right, because...
No, Simpson's not going.
He and Simpson. And it is
Brown and Easley going.
And Simpson had the fumble recovery, and Harris had the interception. Yeah, we'll show them, right? We'll show those selectors. David Hughes. 38-yard line, a gain of 5, third down and 3. Bill Pickell and Brad Van Pelt with the tackle. And with that play, the clock will just count on down to the end of the third quarter. So as we start the playoffs in the NFL with the AFC wildcard game today, 3-year history. And we're looking at the 4th and final chapter when we come back to the Kingdome in Seattle with the Seahawks out in front of the Raiders, 10-0, and that means that we'll be back after these messages from your local station.
Tuesday, the A-Team blasts into action.
You got that?
And crunches some crooks. Nice. Then on Riptide, Murray's co-ed cuties move in.
He's done it again.
But can the guy spoil a girl napping in time? And Remington Steele teams up with the real Sherlock Holmes. Will their attempt to solve a murder plot lead to Remington's downfall?
Tuesday.
When you're short on cash, you're short on confidence. You need a bank with hours that suit your schedule. Before work, after work, and on Saturday mornings. First National Bank of Weirton is always there at the hours you need a bank, and at 3 convenient locations. When you need money before or after work or on Saturday mornings, it's First National Bank of Weirton for you.
This is the time of year when we gather from far and near, and we welcome the season in, and let all the love begin. And the jokes you tell, and the songs you sing, and the sight of your smile still means everything. And and I finally get to say I think of you every day. I'm on happy highway and cruise through you.
From the people at Coors. Before the voices of the earth's choirs were raised in praise, there was a silent night. Before the strings of lights were wound around the world and tinsel strung, there was a single star. Before the wide-eyed wonder of a child on Christmas morn, before the gifts, there was a child born in Bethlehem who showed the world the greatest gift of all, his love. This Christmas, open your heart first.
It's 1985 Subaru time.
Today's game is brought to you by Ford and your Ford dealer. Have you driven a Ford lately? By Nikon, we take the world's greatest pictures. And by LA from Anheuser-Busch. Sometimes it's the perfect thing to say.
This is Charlie Jones and Bob Greasy as we come from outdoors of the great Northwest, indoors to the Kingdom, where we start the fourth quarter. Seattle leading Los Angeles by 10 points, 10-0. And they face a third down situation, third down and 3. They converted only 2 of 7 third down opportunities. Quarterback draw. And waiting there was Bill Packel.
He's pulling out all the stops today, giving them all the window dressing with the 4 wide receivers, the man in motion, hoping they'll take their eyes off of the quarterback and then the quarterback draw.
Loss of a yard, 4th and 4.
Charlie, I just got to say it's a very conservative offense, but it's working. They're scratching and clawing. They got the turnover a little while back, ran 3 plays and kicked the field goal.
And Jeff West will be kicking to Clee Montgomery. Connie Kawhi with the snap. Another good kick. Fair catch is called for and taken at the 15-yard line. "48 yards on the kick by Jeff West. Now that is just over 11 yards above his season average.
I don't understand that fair catch. He had a good 15 yards before the coverage team would have gotten down to him. You'd expect he would have gotten at least 10 yards of that back before he was tackled.
Raiders ball, their own 16-yard line. First down, trailing 10-0. Rookie of the Year, Comeback Player of the Year, MVP.
Really had a tough year. He had a stomach muscle problem most of the year, and that is a very tough injury to come back from.
Plunkett has pressure, finally drops it off to Frank Hawkins. And Hawkins scrambles to about the 21-yard line, so he'll pick up 5. It'll be second down and 5. Now Los Angeles, their last 2 possessions, one ended in a fumble, the other in an interception.
Jacob Green has been playing well all day. 79, going against the All-Pro Henry Lawrence, fighting, trying to get in there, gives some pressure, forces Plunkett out of the pocket, disrupts the flow of the pass pattern. That is a pressure, what they call a pressure for Jacob Green.
Second and 5. Incomplete. Todd Christensen, the intended receiver. Kenny Easley for the defense.
That's the Pro Bowl matchup we stated earlier in the ball game. Easley against Christensen. That's the first time, Charlie, that Plunkett has had some time to throw in quite a while.
Third down and 5. 13:34, time remaining in the wild card game. Seattle leads 10-0. Flips. 2 flags are down. Seahawks showing the blitz early.
False start, number 79.
stepping back. When he saw that blitz coming, it's just a reaction.
One of the things the Seahawks do when they bring in their nickel package, they bring in 6 or 7 defensive backs, show the quarterback a lot of different looks. They can double cover anybody. I remember playing against Chuck Knox when he was at Buffalo, and I thought by putting my best receivers on the same side, he couldn't double all of them. He did.
Yeah. 3rd down and 10, 16-yard line. Dropped Malcolm Barnwell. Dave Brown had the coverage. You saw the decibel meter and the crowd noise in the Kingdom.
If they were taken out of the game last week by the early scores of the Denver Broncos, I think they're catching up and making up for it this week.
I understand even the fans were criticized here in the press for not making enough noise last week. And they're making up for it. Here's Ray Guy. Short kick. Flag is down. Easley takes it. Easley to the 40. Backpedals for a couple to the 38, but there was a marker drop at the 40-yard line. 33 yards on the kick, an 11-yard return with a penalty to determine the line of scrimmage.
Charlie, let me make a point here. Kenny Easley is a very valuable property for the Seahawks, Defensive Player of the Year. He's been off of the special teams the last 2 weeks because he had a broken finger. They didn't want to get him injured. But with Chuck Knox going with his conservative offense, he needed all the offense that he could get on his special teams, and thereby...
The hands on the run back, number 22, receiving team.
Call of Dave Brown. Go ahead.
And put Kenny Easley back there.
Also, during the season, Kenny Easley, he had some contract problems everybody up here knows about, and will explain that he volunteered to be the punt returner when Paul Johns went back. He volunteered for that job. We'll volunteer a commercial.
At AT&T, we know you never think about our torture tests.
Yeah, but, it's just a phone.
Or about our extraordinary quality control.
I hear you fine, Mom. Australia's only halfway around the world.
Or even about how reliably we design things.
It still works. Who ever heard of a computer that works without air conditioning?
You can take everything we do for granted. Because at AT&T, we leave nothing to chance.
It's not a total loss. The phone still works.
AT&T, we're reaching out in new directions.
The up-and-comers and the upsets, the controversy and the comebacks, the turbulent world of the heavyweights on NBC Sports World.
And that should be a good one tomorrow. Sports World and the music videos. All right. And we've got a good one going here. An upset working. Although it was a pick-em ball game, some line said that it would favor the Raiders by 1 or 1.5. But no one, I believe, thought that Seattle at this point would be shutting out the Raiders. Here's Craig, a little play action. And he goes to Mike Tice. Tice to the 30, the 29-yard line. 20 yards. Van McElroy with a tackle. First down.
You get them thinking about the run, and then you throw a little safe pass to pick up some yardage on first down. It's as if Chuck Knox is one step ahead of everybody else on the field.
Look at this, 34 rushing plays and a total of 8 passes.
And the last 4 games, Craig has averaged 42.5 passes a game. Today he's thrown what, 8?
8 so far. 13:09, time remaining in the game. First down, 29-yard line of the Raiders. Here's Dornick. 2 yards to the 27. It'll be second down and 8. Lyle Alzado making the tackle. The Raiders have 2 sacks. That's not surprising because Greg hadn't been throwing that much. And Lyle Alzado has both of the sacks in the ballgame for the Raiders. The Seahawks have 6, and Jacob Green has 2.5 of the 6. Mike Fanning has 1.5. Mangiero has 1, and Keith Butler has 1.
Charlie, I have to say, thus far, the game plan for the Seahawks has gone just about the way they wanted it to.
And for the Raiders, they haven't been able to put in their stretching game where they would go deep successfully. Here's David Hughes. Hughes just keeps driving and stretches to the 23. He'll pick up about 4. It'll be third down and around 3 or 4 to go. Eric Lane in the backfield for that play, coming back out, and Dan Dornick, who had a breather, comes back in.
You know, Charlie, coming into the game, Dornick only rushed for 215 yards all season, and Hughes only 327. So it was really unusual that the Seahawks would have this much success running the football.
Dornick officially over 100 yards in this ball game. A gain of a couple on this play. Matt Millen for the defense. Be fourth down, and the field goal team will come in. Field goal team is not going to come in. They bring in Pete Metzelars, 3 tight ends. Fourth down and 2.
This is a little bit surprising to me.
This is surprising.
There may be some kind of gimmick play coming or something that we're not aware of.
He may sit and wait the full 30-second count. Wonder if he can get a penalty. He's got it. If he had the snap, he would have had it. He's taking the 30-second count. That's what he's doing. He had it if the center would have made the snap. That's what they were doing.
Yep. Chuck Knox pulling out all the tricks.
Yeah.
Yep. Not the way this game's going, Chuck. I don't think anybody believed you were really going to go for that.
Delay. Number 17. Offense. Still fourth down.
But I'm surprised, though, that Blair Bush didn't go with a snap.
Well, I think they wanted some contact. You're going to see a couple of men move. Alzado had moved before this shot. He just barking the signals as loud as he could. There you see. He would have snapped it at that point. He would have had him.
He would have had him in the neutral zone, right. So here's the field goal attempt by Norm Johnson with a 35-yarder today. This one from the 34, a 44-yard attempt. Zorn to hold. He's got it.
Happy holidays from Ford and your local Ford dealer.
What do a zipper company in Pennsylvania, a gear manufacturer in Michigan, and a nationwide shoe corporation have in common? They, like thousands of other businesses, have chosen IBM Business Computer Systems to control distribution, speed order processing, and turn out products smoothly. Whatever business you're in, whether you're in zippers, the gear business, or you run a shoe company, an IBM Business Computer System can help.
I remember we would all dress in the school colors. Imagine 8 girls in the brightest red you've ever seen. I don't know who looked forward to the games more, us or the players. On those winter afternoons, there was no place I'd rather have been.
College basketball on NBC.
Al McGuire in Hawaii on Christmas Day. Waikiki will never be the same again. Johnson with a 35 and a 44-yard successful field goal. Kicking off to either Greg Pruitt or Clee Montgomery of the Raiders. Here's Pruitt from the 1. And at the 15. Oh. Sam Merriman got it, number 51. And Sam took some punishment there. He's staggering away.
I think Fred Young, the Pro Bowler special team player, had a part in that too, Charlie. Right there, number 50.
Oh, yes.
Fred Young.
Rookie out of New Mexico State. First down, Los Angeles, their own 16-yard line, matching the number of the quarterback, Jim Plunkett. 10:42, time remaining in the game. Raiders down 13-0. Plunkett has to get some offense generated. His line has to give him time. There it is. Malcolm Barnwell drops it. Dave Brown had the coverage for the Seahawks.
Barnwell hasn't been close to that many passes today. Should have held on to that one, though. It's got to be a frustrating time for Tom Flores. His team hasn't played well. They haven't played that badly. They just have not really gotten into the ball game.
They haven't generated any offense. 2nd and 10. Dropped off to Frank Hawkins. And Hawkins takes a couple of Seahawks out of bounds with him, Greg Gaines being one of them. And a pickup of 13 yards on the play, stopping the clock with 10:31 left to go. 28-yard line.
Of the 9 possessions that the Raiders have had, they've punted the ball 7 times, had 1 fumble lost and 1 interception. Now, that doesn't mean anything to this point. They're only 13 points behind. They're going to have 2 or 3 drives left in this ball game, possessions, and if they can score on 2 of them, they're a point ahead. So the Raiders still, as they're in this ball game.
Completed far side, Barnwell, and he is out of bounds. He's the secondary of the Seahawks now, dropping back for the first time. They're giving him room to throw underneath the coverage. And I don't think you can do that to the Raiders, because they'll take advantage of it.
Tornick getting some air, some much-needed air. He's had a big day today, but remember last week, Charlie, against the Steelers, the Raiders didn't do anything all day. Went down and got a touchdown and could have won the ball game on their last drive.
First down, 38-yard line, gain of 10 on the last play. Here's Marcus Allen. Haven't heard a lot from him recently. He reverses, looks for a little room, picks up a block, gets around the corner. There was nothing there on the left side, and he ends up picking up close to 15 yards on the right side. Notice something about the eyes of Marcus Allen. All great running backs in the NFL have that great vision from the eyes, almost a Popeye look.
They need to have quick eyes and quick feet as we see Plunkett getting out, doing what he can to help spring Marcus Allen. Easily all over the field. Chased him to the left and then ran all the way back to the right.
For the Raiders, that is their first running play in their last 4 possessions. Seattle, 47-yard line, first down. 10:17 left. Tip, incomplete. Marcus Allen went up for it. Toss was high, and Steve Simpson, hey, he thought, if I only could have gotten one more step.
The thing you're seeing a little bit here is the Raiders are pressing a little bit. They know that they haven't done much. They know they don't have many possessions left to go and win the ball game. So they're pressing a little. They're trying a little bit too hard. Barnwell a little bit earlier on a drop pass. And now Marcus Allen.
Last 4 possessions, punt, fumble, interception, and a punt. Second down and 10. Seattle, 47-yard line. 10-12 left in the ball game. Seattle leads it 13-0. 26-yard touchdown pass from Dave Craig to Darrell Turner and 2 field goals. Hawkins is dropped. Kenny Easley. He'll lose a yard. It'll be 3rd down and 11. You throw to Marcus Allen underneath the coverage, 4 or 5 yards, hoping you can pick up 5 or 6 or 7 in the first down.
I think what you have to do, Charlie, is send your people out and then find the man that's open. But the problem with Plunkett today is when he sends 4 or 5 out, he hasn't had time to look for him or to wait for him to get
Here's the blitz. 6, 7 coming. He's got to throw this one. Dokie Williams, if he could get to it. Dokie turned, could not pick up the football until it was too late. But Plunkett had to get rid of it as the blitz was on its way, led by Dave Brown. Well, Dave Brown had the coverage on Dokie, but Dokie turned and couldn't pick up the ball.
You see 42, Simpson, no time to wait. He had to throw it before the receiver came out of his move. He threw it as high as he possibly could to give him an opportunity to catch up to it. Here you'll see the blitzers right in here. They're going to be up there and no time for him to sit back and read the play.
Ray Guy will be kicking. He's going for the corner. Oh, here's the good one. Easley will watch it. It goes out of bounds. They'll mark it. Flag drop back at the 45-yard line. It's marked at the 15. Personal foul called against the Raiders.
I think what we're going to see is, well, I don't know. I really shouldn't guess, but I think it was on Frank Hawkins. We'll wait and see.
I was following the football in the air myself. Only Frank Hawkins knows if it's true.
Well,
we will get the explanation. Here's the kick.
The referee throws the flag right there.
Yeah.
A blow to the head.
Yeah.
27. Offense. Decline. First down.
It was. He nailed Byron Walker coming.
Yeah, it's something that you do late in the ball game when you're frustrated, and that was a sign of the frustration for the Raiders.
And there is another look at frustration as Seattle leads 13-0.
There's a time in life for the young to say, I want something else, a different way. The town's the same, the people too. School is over, need something to do. The services have it, it'll really show. You'll see new places, you'll really grow in the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines. Challenge, adventure, excitement too, a time to enjoy and see something new. Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines. You'll work hard, feel really free, serving your country for all to see in the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines. Be part of a team, be friends forever. A part of the services you won't forget ever. Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines. It's a great place to start.
Best news ever celebration at your Renault Jeep dealer. Celebrating the best sales year ever for Renault and Jeep combined with price rollbacks on award-winning Renault Alliance sedan and sporty Renault Encore. See America's lowest priced convertible and take advantage of factory-to-dealer incentives on Renault Fuego, triple award-winning Jeep Cherokee, and luxurious Jeep Wagoneer. We will do whatever it takes to sell 20,000 vehicles by January 7th.
Let's go back for a second to the last play the Raiders have. You're going to see the defensive backs blitzing in here. This man is going to blitz. All the defensive backs are coming in. This is why Plunkett didn't have time to wait. The rush was there. He had to throw it high. Now, see how high he throws it? Barnwell was just coming out of his move.
Dokie Williams.
Dokie Williams. If he would have had time to wait on him a little bit longer, or if he could have thrown it a little bit higher, would have given him time to get there.
And also, it's sometimes in the dome, as you can see from the roof of the dome, it has a gray area. Sometimes it's hard to pick up the football.
Good point.
Seattle has the ball now, their own 15-yard line, first down. The reason, of course, they refused that penalty is that the Raiders would have had another opportunity to kick the ball this way. There's contact. Howie long jump. The reason that Seattle refused the penalty, they want the football because they feel they can control it and control the clock.
And one of the ways you control the line of scrimmage is with the cadence.
Number 75, defense.
With all the tricks that Chuck Knox is pulling out today, I wouldn't be surprised if he had his quarterback staying after practice this week, really working on that cadence, a non-rhythmatic cadence to try and pull him off sides.
9 minutes and 14 seconds. That is the time remaining in this AFC wildcard game. Seattle out in front of Los Angeles by a score of 13-0. Here's Dornick. Dan Dornick to the 23-yard line, a gain of 3. It'll be second down and a couple. Bill Packel with the tackle. Mike Davis there. Rushing offense averaging 103 yards per game. And today a total of 106 yards rushing. Second down and 2. 8.5 minutes to go. Here's Dornick again. He got a couple. That'll be close to the first down. Packel with the tackle.
Got to lay a lot of credit to the offensive line. Watch Pratt right here as they do a little cross block to try and set up the play. The offensive linemen don't always come straight out. He comes around, picks up his linebacker. But you got to give a lot of credit to the offensive line, Charlie. You know, a lot of teams couldn't shift from a passing team to a running team the way Seattle has. Knox had to sell his team on it first and then come out and do it.
Dan Dornick, 22 carries, 107 yards rushing. Robert Pratt, the game a couple of weeks ago that we saw in Kansas City, was wearing red gloves because the Kansas City Chiefs were wearing red jerseys so he wouldn't pick up any offensive holding. I noticed he's wearing white today because the Raiders are wearing white. First down, 25-yard line. David Hughes. He may get half a yard, but that's about it. Matt Millen and Bill Packel meet him right at the line of scrimmage. The Raider Busters. It'll be second down and 9.
The Raiders need to, the Raiders know they're going to run the football, Charlie. They're looking at 10 yards. They're trying to make first downs. The Raiders need to be stripping, grabbing for the ball, see if they can get a turnover.
Seattle leading 13-0. Here's Dornick, and Howie Long jumps on his back and pulls him down. He'll get 2, maybe 3, and the clock continues. Now 7 minutes, time remaining.
It's kind of interesting that we haven't, as we look at this graphic, rushing today.
Dornick's out. He's outrushed the Raiders.
We really haven't talked much today about the strength of the Raiders. We haven't talked about Lester Hayes and Mike Haynes and McElroy. We haven't talked about their defense. We talked a lot about Howie Long making tackles up front.
Incomplete. Largent trying with a diving grab, and it was incomplete. Largent does not have a reception in this ball game. As I mentioned, he has a reception in 107 straight regular season games. That's third on the all-time list behind Harold Carmichael with 127 and Mel Gray with 121. But this is a postseason game. Does not count.
Good protection, just a little slant, safe pass. Threw it away from the defensive back as much as he did to Largent.
That was a very good pass.
It was a good pass. It was a safe pass, safe play.
Jeff West kicking to Clee Montgomery. Clee at the 30, 35, 40. Flag dropped. Back at the 31-yard line, and also one at the 35 as Montgomery, tackled by Fred Young, almost gave the Raiders the big play that they need. 41 yards on the kick, a 21-yard return, but that won't stand up. The Raiders are a big play team, and they haven't had any big plays. The Seahawks have not allowed it, or they've hurt themselves in this case.
Well, offensively, they have not gotten any big plays because the rush has gotten to Plunkett. Not enough time, but you've got to give credit to the Seattle defense. They have done what the Raiders like to do, and that is pressure the quarterback and tight coverage on the
Illegal block in the back during the run back. Number 38, receiving team.
On Chester Willis. So Los Angeles has the ball at their own 22-yard line when we come back with 6:22 left to go, and the Raiders trail 13-0.
The Nikon FG is the 35-millimeter camera sophisticated enough for the serious photographer.
Camera, pictures, human fun.
Yet switched to programmed, it's simple enough for total beginners. And it's so reasonably priced, it even makes a great gift.
Hey, guys, a Nikon FG with a 50-millimeter lens. Wow! I always wanted a Nikon.
When do you say L.A.?
I love parties. Big ones, small ones, I like them because I'm the life of the party. My idea of a good time is not sleeping with a lot of coats.
I say L.A. at parties. It's a great-tasting premium beer from Anheuser-Busch with half the alcohol. Sometimes it's the perfect thing to say.
So I can have fun and I won't end up sleeping with the coats.
Hi, George.
Nice coat. I might change my mind.
Hi, L.A. Sometimes it's the perfect thing to say.
This is Charlie Jones, Bob Greasy in the Kingdome in Seattle with 6 minutes, 22 seconds left to go in the AFC wild card game. And right now, this man, Chuck Knox and his team, the Seattle Seahawks, are out in front of Tom Flores and his team, the Los Angeles Raiders, by a score of 13-0. Raiders have the ball on their own 22-yard line. Jim Plunkett, the quarterback. Three-man rush. Pass is complete to Marcus Allen. Allen diving close to the 32-yard line, which if he makes it will be a first down. Keith Butler was the man stopping it. And now the hurry-up offense by the Raiders. Officials have stopped the clock. They want the change to come out, and so Los Angeles will simply go back in the huddle, call the play, come back out, and they'll be ready to roll when the clock is started.
This change, this hurry-up offense may be good for the Raiders. They've huddled all game and haven't gotten anything done. Maybe a little bit of a urgency to the situation. Calling the plays at the line of scrimmage will get some things happening for them.
Second down, less than half a yard to go for the first down. You saw Dave Craig on the phone to the coaches up in the coaching booth here. The umpire standing over the ball till the change is said, now we're ready to go. And the clock starts. Hawkins leaning over the top, and he picks up the first down. Joe Nash and his friend stopping him at the 34-yard line. Plunkett with time. Pass is complete to Marcus Allen. And Allen to the Seattle 46-yard line. A gain of 20 yards on the play. Keith Simpson with the tackle. And here come the Raiders. First down. Seattle 46. Tom Flores, head coach of Los Angeles. Four-man rush. He was waiting, I believe, for Marcus Allen to continue on his break. Marcus cut it off.
Similar to the play we drew up earlier as a scouting report, he has an option to continue or to hook up. That time, Jim just read it the wrong way.
So it'll be second down and 10 at the Seattle 46-yard line. You made a good point. I'm wondering if the Raiders should have started a hurry-up offense before this time. 5:19 left in the game.
It just changes your tempo a little bit. There have been a lot of games I've played in, Charlie, in my career. You do nothing the entire ball game, and the last two possessions are the ones you score on, and you can pull something out.
The winner stays in the playoff. The loser is home for the holidays. Incomplete. Doki Williams, the intended receiver, is underthrown. It will be now third down and 10 at the 46-yard line of Seattle. 5:14 time remaining. Let's take another look.
This ball to 85, Doki Williams. Doki was being face guarded, not illegally, but just eyeball to eyeball by Dave Brown.
Malcolm Barnwell is the only Raiders wide receiver who has caught a ball. He is 3 for 34. And it's 3rd down and 10. Plunkett has time, goes deep. Marcus Allen is there. Marcus has it to the 5. Marcus dives, touchdown. 46 yards. And suddenly it's 13-6 with the extra point to come.
Marcus Allen, Charlie, the man that we said was the big play man. They kept trying to get him the ball different ways. They finally found a way to get him deep downfield. The Raiders are back in the ball game.
Here's the extra point attempt. It is good. 13-7.
Here's Marcus Allen right here in the backfield. He's going to release around the tight end. He's going to make a little move and go straight down the field. Now, the confusing part is the tight end's going to come in there, and the other receiver on the backfield is going to come across here, too. You see a lot of players right in that one area, and Marcus is just going to go straight down the field. 3 receivers, boom. He breaks out straight down the field. A little traffic problem. Good call and a good run by Marcus.
And he fights for every yard left out of the 46 needed, and he just barely got it.
The key is Plunkett had time to throw. Other times he didn't have time to throw. This took a little bit longer to develop. The other thing you saw was Plunkett looking to his left to keep the safety out of the middle of the field, so when Marcus got down the field, he'd be all alone.
And you talked about time. See, he had time
to look.
Look
to his left, yep. Look to his left. Plenty of time. Nobody in the middle of the field except the defensive back that's trailing him.
D. Simpson. And look at this move. All right, Marcus.
Big play.
Some of that silver and black magic that we talked about in the first half. This may have stirred up the pot.
They're never out of it.
No.
They've come back too many times.
5:05 left to go. Onside kick or too soon?
No, too soon for that. I think they're going to kick it deep, play defense, and come back and do it again. Try to do it again.
David Hughes and Cullen Bryant are set to return to the kickoff of Chris Barr. Here's David Hughes. He almost broke it. He just was about a step away. And the crowd in the Kingdom now is quieted down.
A little like 12 on the sound meter, right?
Which means a man breathing. I think that's what it is.
Or a pin drop, as they say. But, Charlie, when you sit back and analyze this, it's 13-7 with 4:57 to go. Seattle has dominated the whole game. The Raiders haven't done anything. They've made one big play. If they can get the ball back and make another one, Seattle will have dominated the game, and the Raiders could win with 2 big plays.
Now, does Seattle need to stay conservative here, or do they have to open it up a little?
I think they need first down, take some time off the clock.
From the Seattle 23-yard line, first down. Dan Dornick. He'll have a couple of yards to the 25. It's 2nd down and 8. Matt Millen and Bill Packel are there. And, of course, the Seahawks will use all of the 30-second clock. 4:40 and counting. That is the time remaining. Eric Lane will check into the offense for the Seattle Seahawks. The Raiders won't make that many defensive changes. They're expecting him to run.
Well, it's interesting. The Raiders play a lot of situation substitution, but they're kind of adjusting their substitutions to what Seattle puts out on the field.
2nd down and 8. Greg to throw. Swings it out to the left side. Dornick. First down. 14 yards to the 39-yard line. Mike Hayes with the tackle.
It's a little quick screen to the left. This man is covering this man. When he goes to the left, he's going to go to the left. The center will go over and try to help block. But let's see what happens. There they go. Now that's a tough angle for a linebacker to go over and make a play. Any back with some shiftiness and some quickness of foot can break that tackle.
Dornick, who has rushed for more than 100 yards in the ballgame, that is his first reception. 3:21 time remaining. And here's Dornick again. 4 yards to the 43-yard line. Second down and 6 yards to go for the first down. Lyle Alzado with the tackle.
Seattle offense now just to run the ball, make some first downs, save passes, a little quick screen like we just saw. They're not running wide. They don't have the speed to run wide without Dixon in there, Zach Dixon, or with Kurt Warner. They've got Dornick and Hughes. They're running up the middle. They're throwing some safe little passes and pick up some first downs.
They can hit you in the middle, but they can't knock you out with this offense. That's the reason the Raiders are hanging in there. Trailing now, 13-7. Here's David Hughes. 47-yard line, a gain of 4. So it'll be third down and a couple. Bill Backel with a stop for Los Angeles. And now with the clock situation, 2:21 and counting, and the 30-second clock, they'll stand in the huddle, or they could, but now the Raiders will take a timeout to stop the clock. Otherwise, they would have lost all of the time to the 2-minute warning.
Good call by Tom Flores. You think he's not in this ball game. He knows what's being done to him. He's tried to do whatever he can do to get the thing turned around. It hasn't been a pretty game. It's been more like a pitcher's duel, but if you like defense and strategy, we've had it here today.
And an opportunity for us to thank Joe Costanza, our spotters Gary Moore and Jim Ott, and working in the booth, Barry Culver and Frank Manow. Yes. Yes, Bob.
You know, Charlie, we've had the 6 here. There's the defensive coordinator, Bob Zeman, but today
no,
in this
not Bob Zeman. But go ahead.
Anyway, I was going to say, you know, in this ball game today, we have the 6 defensive backs that'll be in the Pro Bowl, or here today at the ball game. Mike Haynes, Lester Hayes, and McElroy for the Raiders.
Right.
Brown and Easley for the Seahawks.
And for NBC,
Ron Cherry.
Right. You had a chance to visit with him at halftime. He was talking with Dan Fouts and Ahmad Rashad. Here we go. 2:18 is the time remaining. Third down and 2. Third down and 2. We're coming to one of the 5 plays that Chuck Knox had talked about. 5 big plays. You've got to win at least 4 of them. This is one of the 5. They've converted on only 2 of 10 third down opportunities. Third down and 2. It's there, first down. Dornick does it. First down at the Los Angeles 48-yard line. The 2-minute warning will be given to both benches. There it is, the first down. And here we go with another of those fantastic finishes.
Alcoa presents Fantastic Finishes, 1983. Denver trails Baltimore 19-0 as Dan Reeves calls for the impossible. And rookie quarterback John Elway responds. Following earlier TD strikes, his 4th down pass in the closing seconds is also complete. The amazing Broncos make up a 3-touchdown deficit in the 4th quarter to beat the Colts. And Gerald Wilhite literally flips out.
Every time you enjoy beverages from aluminum cans, remember, those cans are worth saving. They can be recycled and made into brand new aluminum cans. So don't throw your aluminum cans away. They're valuable, but only if you save them. Find out who's raising money through recycling in your neighborhood and save yours for them. Remember, recycling is another good reason to buy your beverages in aluminum cans.
2 minutes to go in the ball game. Seattle leading by 6, 13-7 over the Raiders. Seattle rushing 196 yards. Dan Dornick has 121 yards of the 196, and his career high is only a yard away, 122, and that was 5 years ago. The Raiders have 2 timeouts remaining. The Seahawks have 2 timeouts remaining. At the Raiders' 48-yard line. First down. Dan Dornick. He'll get 2 yards to the 46. Second down and 8. And Los Angeles will stop the clock. So the Raiders will have 1 timeout remaining. Don't forget tomorrow to join us as NBC Sports rocks with Sports World music videos. The Sports Year in Review set to the songs of today's top groups. MTV's VJ, Martha Quinn, and Bill McAtee will team up as your dynamic duo. They'll be your hosts. It's new, it's different, and you don't want to miss a single beat. Sports World music videos. And also tomorrow, Sports World will wrap up the 1984 season with a special year-end boxing review as Sports World selects its contenders for Knockout of the Year and Fight of the Year honors. We'll also be celebrating the holidays in the Italian Alps as top international bobsledders compete in the World Cup Bobsled Championships from Trevina, Italy. That's all tomorrow. America loves its sports and its video music. NBC Sports Style. Plunkett facing the sidelines. He wants one more opportunity. 154, Chuck Knox. He has played the waiting game. That's a tough game to play, though, isn't it?
Well, he's played a chess game. He has moved the players around. He has said to his team, we can't win the way we won part of the season. We have to go with a new way to win, and he moved them around, and then he got them ahead.
Second down and 8 at the 46-yard line of the Raiders. Here's Hughes. Diving to the 44, maybe the 43-yard line. It'll be third down and 5. And Los Angeles, they'll stop the clock. They'll use their last, stopping it at 147. Figuring that they have that opportunity because they can control the clock once they get the football. They can control it. They have no timeouts left. Third down and 5. We're coming to another of those key situations in the ball game. If the Seahawks do have to punt, then that means that the Raiders will have the football and they can control the clock offensively. They'll have at least 4 opportunities from scrimmage.
The Raiders have had an up and down year, but really Tom Flores has done a good job. He lost Jim Plunkett early on. Mark Wilson came in and played very well. They lost 3 games in the middle of their season. Then they came back and won a string of ball games only to lose their last game. If they hadn't have lost against the Steelers last week, they would have been home in L.A. But these are the defending Super Bowl champions, and they still have the title until someone knocks them out.
And we still have 1 minute and 47 seconds left to go in the ballgame.
And Tom Flores has won 2 Super Bowl championships in the 5 years he has coached there, this being his 6th year, and what a great job he has done.
Ron Essig is in the ballgame, was scheduled to start at left tackle, did not start because he's had the flu. He is in. Third down and 5, 43-yard line. Bob Schreider has come out. Eric Lane. And he will come up 2 yards short of the first down. Moves from the 43 to the 41-yard line. It'll be 4th down and a couple. Bill Backel with the tackle. The clock now will continue to move. The Raiders cannot stop it. Seattle will take the full 30 seconds. I would imagine let them stop the clock, take the penalty, and then kick it.
They don't need to take the penalty, Charlie. I think they're quick enough and alert enough that they can run it down to about 2 seconds and then get the ball off without taking the additional penalty. But the way they're standing in the huddle looks like they may do it.
They may just go ahead and just let it run down.
Yeah.
Why rush at the last possible moment? 7 seconds on the 30-second clock. And Clee Montgomery is standing all alone at the 15-yard line. There it is, delay of game.
Still fourth down.
We've talked about our Michelob most valuable player, but we're going to hold that till right to the end of this ball game. 54 seconds left in the season for one or the other. 13-7. Seattle leads. Seahawks bounce. It'll be down at the 6-yard line. Don Dupek got it. A 40-yard catch. His brother Joe, the quarterback of the Buffalo Bills. 94 yards away and 45 seconds left.
There's only 3 teams that have ever gone back-to-back as far as winning Super Bowls. The Raiders had an opportunity here today. It's very tough to do it. They've got 45 seconds to move the ball down the field, 94 yards.
And the crowd, the 12th man, they retired the 12th man jersey with fan on the back last week. It is Marcus Allen. The clock is moving. They cannot stop it with a timeout. Hurry up offense. 35 seconds and counting. Bruce Schultz with the tackle. They'll mark the ball at the 15-yard line. Flag is down. Pass is complete to Frank Hawkins. Hawkins is headed for the sideline to stop the clock. Gets a block, but a marker was dropped back at the 16-yard line. 15 seconds left in the ball game. The play covered 23 yards, but they'll bring it back. The Michelob most valuable player for today's game is Dan Dornick of the Seattle Seahawks. 123 yards rushing, 27 carries, 1 reception for 14 yards. Total offense for Dan Dornick, 137 yards, and that means that Michelob will donate $1,000 to the United Way on the behalf of Dan Dornick, the MVP. Way to go, Dan. You deserve it. Second and 6, 10-yard line, 15 seconds left for the Raiders as defending Super Bowl champions. The Seahawks may be on their way. Here we go, 3 deep. Christensen is there, Barnwell is there. It is intercepted. Kenny Easley with the interception. He had 10 interceptions in the regular season, the leading interceptor in the NFL. And the Seahawks are on their way to Miami. The end of a long, tough road for the Los Angeles Raiders. They almost came back. Now we'll just run it out. And there it is. The final score, Seattle 13, the Raiders 7. Chuck Knox changed the complete offensive complexion of what the Seahawks have been doing.
Well, Charlie, we talked earlier that he really eliminated the strength of the Raiders, and that was their defense. You didn't see Hayes or Haynes involved in this ball game very much, and emphasized his strength, which was their defense. Put easily back on the punt returns, and is there any wonder why Chuck Knox is the NFL Coach of the Year?
The final score, Seattle 13, the Raiders 7. For Bob Greasy, I'm Charlie Jones in the kingdom. The Wild